Last time on Metanoia Blues. The Stormchaser has fallen. Frantically, her sister ship, the Kraken Slayer, begins to search for her. Although Willow is suffering the effects of their ethereal eye injury, they weather the wild magic of the storm and calculate where the lost airship may have landed. If only poor weather was the only thing they needed to endure. Prince Coulton Brightwind, currently piloting the Kraken Slayer, is a different challenge. The blows the two pirates exchange are only verbal, but they cut just as deep as any blade. Coulton calls Willow's bluff when they draw the pistol, and Willow must take a shameful retreat to the workshop aboard the ship. There is no word on the fate of the Stormchaser until the next morning, when the unconscious crew is rudely awoken by a squadron of skeletal soldiers. Gardenia wakes up En and the two of them hide, while the rest of the crew is taken captive by a young man wearing the symbol of the Emerald Claw. Luca successfully deceives the master of the castle into believing he is one of them, but the master's son is suspicious. Using the gift of Farscribe, En is able to contact both Luca and Willow and share information. Luca mentions the name of the only other Emerald Claw member that he knows, Vaelia, the same woman that En pretended to be during their heist of Prince Khorvaire's flagship. It is only a matter of time before the lies unravel. En and Gardenia now make their way into the fortress stealthily, with the hopes of finding a way to break the others free from Fort Fathomless. It is the 3rd of Baracus, sometime in the morning. En and Gardenia are approaching the fortress. En is invisible and disguised as Vaelia, but with the glidewing armor on. And you have an opportunity to scout out the perimeter while Gardenia makes her own surveying of the area.
Yes. So, En will... where we last left En was on the Stormchaser itself. So I think first thing En is going to do before they venture out into the skeleton-infested waters is drink one of their health potions. Because, on the off chance everything goes to shit, it would be nice to have that dealt with. So, let me see. I have better than just a normal health potion. I have a potion of greater healing. So I think now...
From me, with a little kiss. Mwah.
Sure, why not? I'm going to go ahead and drink that. Remind me how many dice that is,
Regular
please?
health potion is...
A potion of greater
2d4.
healing.
Greater healing.
I have a greater healing.
4d4 plus
40?
44, you say?
4.
No, I know.
It's 4. Fantastic.
48
HP. That's like all of your health, right?
4d.
I know.
4 tetrahedrons, please.
I mean, it's
nerd.
Fucking with you. That's okay, and then that's plus 4.
A perfectly
that's very
average
middle
roll.
Of the road roll. Yeah.
That's a nice old 12.
That's an improvement.
It's better than before. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah, that's like half your HP, right?
It's better than what I had before. It's better than a 6.
Yeah.
It's not half my HP, but it's better than a 6.
Right.
Yes. So that's done. So I will slip out of the cabin, below decks kind of room. I'm not sure what to call the room we're actually in, but like where we were, which was not the wheelhouse, but like the little place before it. Just like poke my head out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Draw their attention away.
Gardenia is making adequate rolls, and you have advantage because you are invisible.
Yes.
Ooh,
nice. 25.
Very
Yes.
nice. Okay, so you and Gardenia are able to safely slip off of the Stormchaser that is currently being guarded by a handful of skeletons, mostly in the on the main deck and at least one in the wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to slip away in the wan subarctic sun.
Willow, the sun is
Heavily
subarctic. Does this help you?
You don't.
I'm kidding. Kidding. This is a play on me not knowing how to read the sun earlier. Anyway, so
Where the sun is. Oh, it's when. Willow's like, what?
So, yes.
Yes, you are able to.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Let me actually.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Paint me a picture.
I'm better than that. I'll show you a picture.
Oh. You've painted me a picture.
Let's show the fortress again. So,
Yay!
I imagine the Stormchaser would be anchored around here-ish. So you're able to climb up the towers through this hallway and get to the sort of main island piece.
Okay, like so I can cross the bridge. I can just get up
Yes.
there. And...
Yes.
Cool. I mean, might as well. And takes it slow at first, just to see how perceptive these skeletons perhaps are, even when they're invisible. But when they are not personally alerted to any sign that the skeletons are aware of them, they will just, they'll just carry on right up to, it looks like that's a bridge up there at the top of the tower that goes into the main fortress. Am I?
Yes. So there are, it's a bridge that goes to the sort of a courtyard, through some of the exterior walls. Yes. So there are precarious gantries zigzagging across the exterior of the fortress. You can see sort of a handful of skeletons that patrol at regular intervals along most sections. This is very dishonored, but skeletons.
Yes, I think as N kind of observes the skeletons and their almost programmed pathing, so to speak, they will be jotting it down very, very roughly, in their book, just pulling it out. Kind of, this is a super rough interpretation of what's going on, but they're okay, I want to memorize this in case we need to come back this way. I want to remember what's going on. So they're taking really rough notes as they go. I don't from my understanding with invisibility, they wouldn't even be able to see their book, so I feel like they are drawing this blind as well, but they are trying. So but they've worked in the dark before. I don't feel like it'll be the worst thing you've ever seen. They open it up and it's just 3 squares misaligned across a page. You don't know how to read this.
I imagine it's when you look down at yourself, you're very transparent.
All right, so I can have some semblance of what I'm doing.
Yes.
Can I just say, the image of you being it's okay. It's like when you wake up in the middle of the night, it's I don't need to turn on my light. I'll just write it down. I'll be able to read it in the morning. And then you look at it in the morning, it's what the hell is that? That's
done
gonna
that,
be in 3 hours. Yeah. You can see the book, but can you see the etchings of your pen? Probably not.
I can at least see the where my pencil
Position of your
goes.
hand.
You know, so like I know
Yeah.
I've drawn out here, so I'm drawing inside the square now. Anyway.
Your
so yeah.
Wacom tablet, yes.
Yes. So that N is doing that where possible,
Yes.
just to try and keep track of everything they're seeing
Okay.
in case of a speedy retreat.
Give me either a perception check or an intelligence check.
We'll go perception. 11.
So you have a rough idea of where things are.
Middle of the road. Not the worst, not the best. It'll do. I'm not sticking around to do this thoroughly anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so in this courtyard, do I see anything significant?
I think the one that you've just entered is pretty bare. Like, it's large enough that there are not really many good hiding points from where you're entering. You can see on an 11, you can sort of vaguely see the like murder holes poking out of the castle fortifications where archers would be positioned.
Okay, so yeah, this is where archers go, not where bodies go out. Because that's what my first thought when it was murder holes. Like, is this where we'd throw people off? No. Well, I mean,
No, it's a
you
hole
could.
to perform murder.
I see. Gotcha. Okay. So this is.
Do you guys not have murder holes in your house?
You're not supposed to
I know
tell
the modern
people.
man calls them windows, but you know.
Don't tell the people.
Here in the Emerald Claw, every hole can be a murder hole.
Truly. But yeah, otherwise it's like just a pretty barren courtyard.
Yes.
Uh,
There's like maybe some scrubby little bits of grass and moss and lichen growing out between the flagstones, but yeah.
Cool. Is there only one door, or are there multiple doors?
I would say that like it's a very open courtyard, so you can like literally from here where you've exited, you can start like looping around the main body of the building. There does appear to be like a grand entrance, like a main entrance. There are also the various platforms and ladders and stuff that lead upwards to various like guard towers and little outposts and stuff like that.
Okay. So, using my brain, I'm thinking Luca was brought maybe this way, so he probably went into the primary entrance, like the grand entrance hall or whatever they call it, and he didn't see a teleportation circle there.
No.
So it's not there. But it does feel like it should be generally accessible. I don't think it'd be tucked in a corner. I'm like trying
Give
to...
me
yeah.
Give me either a history or an arcana check to see what you know about teleportation circles.
Let's see. That's going to be Arcana.
12.
Okay.
12?
Okay, so if there was a teleportation circle inside a fortress, you would imagine that it would be enclosed because you would want your allies to arrive or to escape in a secure fashion.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I kind of meant by accessible. In terms of like...
Not to the general public.
Not to the general public, but like to people. Unless you're using the teleportation circle in a very social sense, which was one of Ben's first thoughts of how it might be in like the grand entrance hall. But this is a fortress. So let's think less Edmund Beckett, more Stanislav Dragovich. Center yourself.
Horrible.
All awful men, I know. Unfortunately, one is still alive, but that ain't here nor there. Okay. So we have the main entrance and then like a couple offshoot doors, or is the main entrance like the main way into the facility, the fortress itself? is like all the other entrances to like guard towers and whatnot? Is the
You would have to start moving around, I think, to like look to see if there's any like servants' entrances or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'm a servant. Let's go find a servant entrance.
Okay. I'd say give me an investigation check.
Okay. That's a 9.
You look around for like 10 minutes. You cannot find any likely servants' entrances.
Yeah, like, turns out I'm not a servant. I'm Vaelia, and I enter through the front door. We're going through the front door.
Alright. Give me another stealth check with advantage.
Right. Would it make a difference if I listened through the door first before I, like, tried to slip through?
You
press my
can
ear to
certainly
it.
try. Okay, make a
Certainly
perception
try.
check.
I will, with my big long ear just bending against the door.
Ooh.
18.
It sounds very echoey and empty.
Okay, well,
Vaguely mechanical noises, but
let's, very delicately try to slip inside.
okay. Stealth check with advantage, please.
It's a
Another
25 again.
25. Very nice.
Gosh.
Very nice. That invisibility coming in clutch.
Yay. And
So-
just like gingerly opening the door because like Echo, old fortress, that's gonna squeal like a stuck peg. Let's,
Yeah.
let's not.
The door creaks slightly, but it is entirely lost within the general creaking and groaning
And like
of the weathered fortress.
squishes themselves, like sucks in Vaelia's chest to be as slender as possible to get through the gap in the door to get inside without opening it any further than it needs to be. That's my justification for how they don't squeal the hinges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you have entered into the foyer. There is a sizable hole where a central elevator is surrounded by an iron cage frame. Looks like a cargo or personnel elevator. It leads only downwards, it seems. There is a giant capstan, sort of barred off, powered by 4 skeletons on the side that you can see. There are stairs leading up to a mezzanine and corridors leading elsewhere within the fortress.
Okay. Okay, so mechanical question. If I
Mhm.
use Far Scribe, would that nullify invisibility in your opinion?
I think because Farscribe is a specific invocation that you have, it does not count as casting a spell.
Okay, because I think I might do that now quickly. I'm going to Far Scribe Luca.
Me?
Yes. First things first. Still alive?
I think so.
Yeah, let's actually cut to Luca very quickly.
Me.
Last we left you, you were being approached by the elven servant, Madame Agatha.
Madam Agatha.
Yes, so we're flashing back like 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Before N has messaged you. She has released you from her binds and says, if you'll follow me, there is a guest room that has been prepared for you.
Oh. That's very kind. Thank you. What's the
She
vibe of her?
Well, give me an insight check.
Give me the vibe on the lady. Insight. Press the button. That is a 24.
She is. What are you trying to look for specifically?
It's a good question. Does she have any indications that she's a magic user? Does she seem old and haggard and tired from her life? Does she look evil or nice? Does she smell like anything in particular?
Okay. Good to know. So she is sort of a plain-looking elven woman, with dark brown hair and sort of pale, watery blue eyes. She's got this austere black dress that like has a very high collar and a very long skirt, long sleeves. There's a dingy white apron and a silver chatelaine at her waist, which contains keys, tools, that sort of thing. And she is carrying a bone staff.
What is a bone staff? Do you mean a staff made of bone?
A bone... yeah, a staff made out of bone.
Is it people bone? I know bones.
No. It's
Okay.
not people bone, as far as you can tell. A bit too
Okay.
long for that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It seems to be made out of one continuous piece of bone.
Huh.
So maybe it's
Cool.
whalebone or something like that. Or some other large creature.
Okay.
Yes. She looks to be about late 30s, early 40s is how you would read her. You don't know how that translates into elven years. She seems very proper. I'm trying to find a word that isn't this, but I would call her demure, austere.
Yeah, okay, yep. Does she use the staff to walk? Or
No, she is more
Okay.
carrying it as like a symbol of status.
Okay.
Perfect posture, rigid straight back, head completely level. Very polite, very proper.
Any indication of magic user? Other than the staff, potentially?
I would say no.
Okay.
She does smell faintly of cleaning products.
Okay.
So like a sort of harsh soap smell.
Okay.
She leads you along the ground floor. Give me another intelligence check
Ugh.
as she leads you through.
I believe in you.
Hey, 16!
Okay. You keep a rough track of where you are being led. She leads you through this like abandoned, empty dining hall that's like completely barren, dusty, unused. The whole fortress feels very cold, like it isn't heated well. She leads you through the kitchens, which are enormous, but only a small corner of it seems to have seen any use recently. The rest of it sort of lies untouched. And all throughout the fortress, there's this like cold, magical light that is just like completely constant. There are very few to no windows, so you kind of get this time blindness.
Ugh.
And she eventually leads you to this small, barren guest room, which you can tell is once part of the servants' quarters, but has been loosely furnished to have a bed, a chair, and a wash basin. There's a skeleton putting linens on the bed, and Madame Agatha taps her staff on the stone floor to dismiss it.
Interesting. Can I casually ask her questions while we're walking?
You can certainly try.
I would ask if there is anyone else tending to the fortress, or if it's just the three of them that I met before.
I am the only living servant in the castle.
Well, that's the end of that conversation.
Nothing else.
What would Luca, Willow, and N on my shoulder say? I can do this. I can think.
Think of what Luca can say. Ask general questions. Make small talk. Ask her
Where
who
are you
she
going?
is. How does she feel today?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
What is this place? You know, basic interactions. You got this. Think of what
real
Secret
human
Elsa
boy.
do. Don't ask what I would do. Don't ask what
No.
Anne would do.
Never
Lie
ask
like a
what
dog
Willow would do.
And suffer and walk away. Okay? You got this.
Fuck, I didn't plan through this.
Neither did Luca. You're fine.
Okay.
Would you like a hint from Seeker Elsa in your
Yes.
heart of hearts? You could
I
ask her
meditate.
how long she's been working here.
Yeah.
You meditate for small talk? Who are you, Willow?
He's 5 years old.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I will ask if she came here with Castellan or if she has been here before that.
I've been in the Castellan service for over 40 years at this point.
How do I talk to people? How do people talk? You must have seen the young master growing up then.
Yes,
Is his mother around?
no, unfortunately.
Sorry. That was improper to ask.
It is no matter. Please, make yourself comfortable. If you have need of me, I will be across the way, or you can ring this bell. She gestures to like a small iron bell.
Luca
on
rings
the-
it.
I can hear you.
Thank you for the accommodations.
I am sure the master will summon you when he is ready to speak with you.
If I may, will he be contacting my overseer with or without me present?
I'm afraid you'll have to ask the master that.
Of course. Bows his head politely.
She inclines hers as well and leaves. And that's when you get the call from Anne.
Bing bong, you alive?
I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
I suppose with you, never really know. Are you one of the skeletons here now? Check if you still have flesh.
Looks at my porcelain arm. No, I don't.
Oh, well, doesn't mean you can't still give me directions. So I'm in the main hall.
Okay.
So from my understanding, you were taken distinctly somewhere else from the Stormchaser crew. That right?
Yes. They're in the cellar?
The
Cellar. Wait, no, that's the wine place.
Are they going to eat
The
them?
Dungeons.
The
Luca?
dungeons. The dungeons.
Okay. Yes. All right.
And I was taken to...
Yes.
Line cuts off.
Barracks. I remember. Which
No,
door?
I'm somewhere else now.
Oh, good. Okay, let's one step at a time, Luca. Which door were you taken through, and which door was the Stormchaser crew taken through? From the main hall.
God, do I remember this?
You remember the Stormchaser crew descended down the elevator.
Then I will tell Anne that.
Okay. And you went down one of these other doors. Always.
Do I remember which one? To correctly convey?
Give me an intelligence check.
I'm sorry, ma'am. History and intelligence are the same for me. Hey,
Whoa.
18!
Hell yeah.
You can give an rough approximation directions of which door you went through. However, you do also recall that you got really turned around leading to the barracks.
Can I tell Anne roughly how long I walked? I feel like
Yes.
that's something I might be able to convey on an 18 intelligence, even though that's not a perfect amount of information for them. That's like a rough, yeah.
It's something.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can give them decent directions. Unfortunately, because you failed an earlier check, this is not sufficient.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I took 738
But N will have
steps.
advantage. But N will have advantage to navigate this next section.
Yay!
Okay.
Yay.
Great.
And wait, you said my dog was at the elevator, right?
Yes, it was.
Ooh.
Okay.
do I see it
But the-
distinctly?
Which floor?
The dog is hiding.
And I'm invisible, so like, we're really.
Oh, and you're Elia, so it's extra
I
not
still
gonna
smell
know.
like N. You should be able to like
That's
figure
true.
that out. Anyway,
That's true.
that's
But it's not actually a dog, is it?
it's got advantage on
Is it actually a dog?
perception
It's got
checks
advantage.
that.
So it's
Oh,
actually a
yes.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, it is actually a dog. I see it's so confused by your steeds.
They are the animal that they are.
They are.
Basically.
They
Okay.
are. They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Second question. Where are you now?
I'm in. I've already forgotten the word Zeke used. I'm so sorry.
Servants'
I'm dumb today.
quarters.
Yes, servants' quarters. She thinks I'm a servant.
Is there a servant entrance?
What's that?
Okay, Luca. You know what an entrance is, right?
Yeah.
It's an entrance on a structure for servants. Usually tucked around the
How would it-
side so people don't see them coming in and out.
Oh, I would have said the front door.
Well, that's where you and I differ. Just a thought that it might be, an applicable thing to keep an eye out for in the off chance, in the very likely chance that we have to leave in a hurry, without being noticed.
Can I poke my head out the door?
You're not a prisoner.
You trying to be sneaky?
No. I think Luca plays it very casual,
Okay.
looking around with interest.
You're a guest.
Yeah. She said she was across the way. Does that mean she's like in the room adjacent? Like we're going to be looking into each other's rooms? Or
You would assume so from that language.
did I
You
not
can
see
open
it
the door
when I
and she's
came
standing
in?
right there.
Like, yeah. Is the door
I mean,
closed? Okay,
You're
so
not
the
a
door was
prisoner.
closed.
The
Yeah,
door was
I'm gonna-
closed behind you.
Okay, I'm going to open it and peek around. Curious.
Yeah.
Excited.
You excited. Excited is a strong word for the situation. You open the door and there is at least one skeleton standing guard in the T junction of corridors. There's a small sort of dead end. You are, let's say, the first door on the left of the leg of the T.
So there was like a hole, and we came off a hole to the
Yes.
bottom of the T at a dead
Yes.
end.
Yes.
Do I hear anyone in the room across from me?
Make a perception check.
Casual boy, that's a natural 24.
oh my god! You can hear smells.
That's a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
You strain your ears and you hear the sound of a book page being turned in the room, shut door across from yours.
Okay. So that there are no like bones jangling while reading that book, so it's probably her.
You do also hear the distant sound of skeletal footsteps. Just
Okay, but no hands turning pages.
no.
No bony. Okay, cool. Give the skeleton a little wave, the one that's guarding, if it looks this way. Close the door behind me. I'm in a dead end. I say to end.
Fantastic. All right, but they still seem to be majority buying your story.
For the time being. Oh, I have a new companion roaming the halls. Did I tell you?
You mentioned your agent on the inside.
Yes. Look for it. What? It will look for you?
I'm currently
sneaking?
invisible.
Oh. Okay. It won't look for you then.
I'll look for it, I guess.
I think it's hiding.
I mean, I'd hope so. I'm
Make a stealth check for your dog.
Ken's
good.
looking around now.
Come on, boy. Oh, 12.
Make a perception check for Anne.
Okay.
I believe in you, Anne.
Yes.
15.
You spot the mastiff lurking in the corner opposite the capstan
I see it.
and skeletons.
Wait, there are skeletons here?
Yes.
Yes. There are
There's
skeletons that
everywhere. Yeah,
there's skeletons
okay.
everywhere. There were specifically not guarding skeletons, but manual labor skeletons in the elevator room.
To man the elevator. Or not man the elevator.
I see.
They're skeletons, not men.
They're there to burn the elevator.
No.
Okay. But your question of, there are skeletons here? No way, at Skeleton Palace?
How
We're
could this
on
be?
Skull Island, as per the first Scooby-Doo movie.
Okay.
Feel free to cannonly ask Anne for angles for how to talk to this woman too. Gosh.
I met with a woman. I don't think she likes me very much. So that's new.
What gave you that idea?
She just didn't want to talk to me very much.
Was this the maid that you met on the way in?
Yes.
Well, she is the help, and typically the help is not really supposed to, converse with their betters very much.
But I'm the help now, aren't I?
Since when? Isn't your whole ploy that you're a fellow cult bastard?
Yeah, but I'm in the servants' quarters.
Well, do you think they have a room for you in this fucking place? It's probably the best
Luca.
accommodations they have aside from.
Luca, make a history check.
Oh, my natural. That's a nat 20.
You're natural 20!
Okay,
So here's the
I'm
thing.
Counting 20s today.
Yeah. So that's two nat 20s for Luca. This specific nat 20 makes perfect sense because you absolutely remember the kind of structure that a military outpost would have. You're being put in the servants' quarters. There would be officers' quarters. There would be general barracks. The barracks are empty and defunct, obviously, because skeletons don't need sleep. But you assume that the castellan and his son sleep in the officers' quarters. So this is a slight.
Yeah.
They don't trust you yet.
Yes,
Oh.
okay.
You were right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're
and-
not a servant. It's still not what he's saying.
How familiar are you with Karnathi military fortress structure?
Oh, I'm an absolute expert, Luca. What do you fucking think?
You're very wise in some respects. I
I've
don't
been
think they
researching
trust
other
me yet.
things.
Right, okay. I
Please
don't think they
enlighten me.
trust yet.
Are the servants? Are they gonna eat you?
No.
Oh my gosh. No, of course not. That'd be a waste of good meat and bone.
Okay, you know what? Is there something important you're going to tell me? Or, because I have other people on the line I need to talk to.
Be safe.
So that's a no. Why did you ask me if I knew about Karnathi military structures?
Well, just because that's why they put me in here, in the servants' quarters, because I'm not trustworthy.
Yeah, well, see, that makes sense. Not that you're suddenly a servant. Anyway, I'll be back. Please hold.
Good luck. Pet my dog. I haven't got to yet.
And it's turning the page.
Leaves Luca on unread.
Gardenia, I'm in the main hall. According to Luca, the big one, the Stormchaser crew was taken down the elevator. I have sights of it.
I'm gonna do a quick. Yeah. All right.
Wow, lucky.
Girl,
Roll
that's a 23.
stealth. She rolled a 14.
Yeah. This is
This
her
is
job.
her wheelhouse.
Yeah, so she should be good at it.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
I sure hope she does.
Yes. Gardenia replies with, "Ah, sorry. I'm up near the top. No land in sight.
Or teleportation circle.
No. Looks like all living quarters would be deeper inside the fortress. Not visible from exterior windows."
In your opinion, do you think there's a greater chance of said circle being below the main hall? Finally. I'm sorry, he's had
Rolled
a
above
couple.
a 10, Gardenia!
He's had a couple rolls, and I'm
Rolled
like,
above a
please,
5.
I need you right now. I need you to roll good for me. Thank you, Gardenia.
Yes. Gardenia says, "The boss has to be a wizard, right? If there is a teleportation circle, it'll be probably either well guarded or locked in his office."
Typical. You think his office is above or below?
What's the elevator look like?
And we'll look directly at the elevator. It only goes down, right?
Yep.
And we'll describe it briefly and explain. It seems to only descend.
Can you also give me a quick perception check?
Yes, sir. 17.
As you sort of like sneak up to the elevator to get a good look at it, two things. You notice that there are little bells that indicate level of floor for the elevator that clearly like links to the bells inside the the cage for the skeletons that power it. You also smell like something burning.
I'd see something burning like under the
That's gonna
water.
be me.
Didn't I?
It wasn't under the water. It was sort of smoke vents coming out of the sides of the stone.
So, but still below,
Yes.
near the base, kind of.
Yes.
Okay. I don't suppose I could, like, come up with what that might be.
It's an industrial kind of smoke.
So they might be producing something, like have some, for lack of a better term, like a factory down there.
Yes. Either a factory or some form of power generation.
Mm. Well, as long as it doesn't smell like flesh.
No, doesn't smell like that.
Do you know what that smells like, Anne?
I would hope so. I burned an entire theater of people down.
Oh my god, right. Sorry,
Oh,
slipped the mind. I have amnesia.
It's not your
Luca's like,
trauma.
have you committed arson? And then it's like, yeah, that's my backstory.
That is my
Kind of the main
highest
thing.
like body count.
Oh,
Oh my god, me too. I think.
No,
No.
not like
No,
this.
You've gone high.
Anywho, okay, cool. And we'll also report that aspect of the elevator to Gardenia, and in the spirit of sharing information, in case she pings something for her.
Yeah, Gardenia says, right. Don't think it's downstairs then.
Cool. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to descend without being noticed. Anyway,
Don't elevators usually have, like, ladders on the inside for emergencies?
and like leans to look for a ladder. Is there anywhere that's not like a hatch or something that, again, ends trying to not open too many things in case the skeletons are like, what's going on?
Yep, there is, in fact, a service hatch.
Oh, would you look at that? Well, there is.
Well, keep me posted. You've got about 30 minutes left on that spell.
All right. Well, you've got the upstairs covered. It seems. I'd like to cover as much ground as possible.
Yeah. Well, check in with me in like 10 minutes and I'll tell you what I see.
All right, sounds good. And closes the book, considers the ladder.
You could just like open it up and have a look to see how deep it goes.
Yeah, I think En's going to do that. So then we'll slip over, just nudge it open, have a look-see.
How far does your dark vision extend?
Let me double check. At least 30 feet.
I believe it's 60 feet.
Yeah, I believe so too. I am double checking that. Nope, we're both wrong. It's 120 feet.
Oh,
Jeez,
cool.
Louise.
So you can see pretty far down this so the light is somewhat blocked out by the fact that the elevator platform itself is where the lights would be. Like there's lights attached to the platform itself. You stare down the service ladder. It disappears into the darkness. Even for you.
Okay, second question. Would my... I don't think it would. Would my glide armor work if I jumped down?
Yes.
Well, that's a quick and easy way to get down there. Without breaking my legs, if I'm understanding correctly. That would be possible?
Yes. The question is, how do you get back out?
The ladder.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I didn't say my ascension was
Your
going to
strength,
be
man.
quick. I'm just saying my descent could be pretty quick.
Well, I
Descent,
guess your goal is
3
as
seconds.
Vaelia.
Ascent, 3 hours.
Yeah. Vaelia could take the elevator. Does Vaelia have her glide armor on?
Yes, because the glide armor is not glamored like N's
Yeah.
OG armor. It's fine.
Yeah. You're. Yeah. Oh,
And has
good.
removed the patch.
Where'd you get that armor? Oh gosh. How dare you? You can't wear it without that.
It's just for espionage purposes only.
Mm.
Okay, so... Thing is, don't know if I'm gonna get this opportunity again. Even as Vaelia, there's gonna be a lot of hoops and ladders to possibly jump.
Yeah, your disguise as Vaelia is unlimited. Your invisibility limited.
Is limited.
Mm.
What would be the benefit of going down there now?
Busting out the Stormchaser crew.
You'll have to contend with the soldiers, the watching them.
I can contend
And
with
that would-
skeletons.
That would immediately alert the caster, I assume?
You aren't sure. These are too many skeletons to be...
Too many bones, too many bones.
Too many skeletons to be like individually linked to.
Okay.
Well, fuck it. Gardenia's got the upstairs. Luca's got the middle ground. I'm gonna jump down the chute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, you descend, so you activate glide armor.
Yep.
Okay.
The
you
mastiff like
feather
bounces
full-
slightly because it can't go with you.
Well, the
Can you even
mastiff
see Anne?
It can't
Doesn't
see
know
you,
I'm
but,
here.
anyway.
Yeah. And gives the mastiff an invisible wave, and then hops down.
Yeah. Little
The
two-fingered salute.
shaft.
And whoop.
Yes.
Can I
So,
see if it smelled N, just for the fun of it?
yeah, make a perception check with advantage.
This is just like back in Sharn when I used to jump from an upper bridge to a lower ward bridge, and like the like some of the bridges have like auras around them that slow your fall. That's me. Right
Yeah.
No.
That's a 17. Does my dog smell you?
I'm gonna say, what was your last stealth check, Anne?
25.
It catches just the barest whiff as N disappears.
Very subtle tail bump of like, N? Happy? No.
The tiny,
No.
you know, those that tiniest little tail wiggle. You know, a dog
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
does. There's a little swish swish.
Okay,
So,
jump.
and you activate your glide armor and start descending. It is a slow fall, but even so, falling usually doesn't take that long. You fall for a full minute, and you can sort of
Oh.
see as you pass by there's the sort of glow of red heat, the smell of crude oil and charred bones and fire as you pass by the first level that was beyond your sight. Smell of smoke. You pass by another level. There's just the sound of like bones and gears, iron moving against iron. Smell of dust. You descend deeper down. The walls of the elevator shaft are becoming sort of cruder, more rough-hewn, like it was just drilled into the stone. The third level, dimly lit, quiet, sound of a few skeletons patrolling. And then finally, you reach the bottom of the fortress. There is it looks like a cave with a dock almost that just leads, like there's just a hole in the floor. There's like a little bit of platform at the end, at the base of the elevator shaft, where you can see beyond, and there's a sort of rough, stony ledge, like a little docking point, and then just black water, an open pit.
That seems unnatural.
It is cold. It's like an exit. There's no sort of tunnel outwards. It's just this sort of enclosed pond, almost.
Okay. We are absolutely under the ocean by now, right? Like,
Yes.
I can logic that out since I fell for a whole minute and the ocean was right there. I'm gonna go ahead and assume I'm under it at this point.
Yes.
So,
if you were aware that, like, if you were counting, actually give me an intelligence check real quick.
sure. That's a 5.
You don't know how deep you are, but you are deep, deep down.
What are you, me?
Fucking deep. Deep as shit.
You cannot do the math right now of how long it took
Too
you
deep,
to get
if you
down.
ask me.
Yeah.
And looking at their watch halfway through falling, like, surely it must have landed by now. What's going on?
Okay. This black water, I'm going to go ahead and assume this does not resemble anything I would be familiar with at all. Definitely not my new spell.
Give me a perception check. Does not resemble your new spell, no.
Yes, okay. 7.
Looks like poorly lit seawater. Smells like poorly lit seawater. It's very dark down there. Like even in the lighting of the room that you're in, because it has the same sort of like cold magic lighting as everywhere. It's still like, dang.
Neat. Is there a rock that I can throw into the water?
Sure. You can find a little pebble.
I just want to see what happens if I disturb it. Fuck.
Plop. Like regular water. It's very cold down here.
Mm-hmm. I am going to open my book again and describe this to Gardenia. Well, kind of inching back towards the ladder. Go ahead.
Sounds like you're at the bottom of the sea?
No shit. Sherlock doesn't exist, but if it did, if he did.
No shit, Shamrock. It's another.
His name is
another
Sherlock
author.
Sholmes.
No shit. Any idea what they'd use this for?
Can skeletons swim?
I mean, they don't have to breathe, so depends on your definition of swimming.
I don't know.
Fantastic.
Anyway, give a quick perception check for Gardenia again.
Nice.
Think I've found some of the rooms for the officers or something. Looks like signs of life, at least, instead of... Well, you get what I mean.
Sure do.
Looks to be on about the second floor, up from the main door. Everything above that looks to be either skeletons or empty.
Okay, but no perfect evidence of a teleportation circle.
No, not from what I can see on the outside.
If fair. Not sure I'd be able to make it there in time. Anyway, might be a change of plans, but at least we'll have a lay of the land.
Yeah, more information is better.
Though, if we manage to meet up again, you could always hit me with another.
Can only do that once a day, kid.
Oh, wow. Learning new things about the Rani every day.
Shut up.
Get used to it. Closes the book and heads for the ladder.
Oh my god.
Okay. You climb upwards about 30 feet to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Give me another stealth check and a perception check.
Okie 20,
Nice.
dirty 20.
Nice.
That'll do. That'll do. Perception. Ugh. What a tease. That's a 9.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Almost 20.
So, you emerge up on the next floor. There seems to be sort of a rough ring around the central elevator. 2 or 3, let's say 3 skeletons. And there are sort of a dozen iron doors built into the walls.
That looks vaguely dungeon-like, does it?
It sure does look dungeon-like.
Neat. Okay, so this is like second from the basement's basement.
Yes.
Okay. And it's gonna like sit on. If there's a ledge to sit on by the ladder, they'll sit on that. Otherwise, they're just gonna like hook their arm around the ladder and sit on the ladder.
Yeah, there's no ledge. You would have to emerge out onto the actual floor to sit on anything but the ladder.
I'll assume that 20 stealth means I can feel confident I can do
Yes.
that without being noticed. So,
Yes.
and we'll do that. Again, pop the book open, and this time they're going to report this to Gardenia and Luca.
Okay.
I think I found the dungeons on whatever floor this is, whatever floor and can guesstimate.
The seafloor.
Very deep in the facility. Level just before the bottom, the center of the earth.
Don't suppose you can take out those skeletons quietly, can you?
And looks at the skeletons to evaluate. And even, whatever I do, it's going to break my invisibility.
Yeah. But your invisibility is, you'd say you have
It's
like,
running thin, anyway.
I would say you have like maybe 15, 20-ish minutes. Let's say 18 minutes left.
Yeah, okay. Fair. I'm not getting up this ladder and doing anything useful in that time. How many skeletons are there?
Let's say 3 ordinary looking skeletons and one that is slightly better armored.
You. Okay. And what is their positioning? Are they spread out? Are their backs to, like, the iron doors? Are they patrolling?
I would say they're like roughly equidistant because of the layout of the room. It's a little bit panopticon layout of like there's the central ring, there's all the cells around. The cell doors are like 90% solid. There's like maybe a thin little like shutter to look into them on each door. So the skeletons are looking inward towards the hole where the elevator would be, and they can see the rest of the room as a result.
Okay, so they're kind of looking directly at me?
They're looking directly at each other,
Oh, okay.
and
Everyone's looking at me, but they can't see me. It's a bit awkward. It's a bit eerie.
yeah.
No, okay. And how big is the room?
I would
Would you say in feet? In terms my spells can understand.
Yes. In terms your spells can understand, I'm gonna say that the hole for the elevator is about 15 feet wide from one side to the other. And then it's about, let's say, 10 feet of ledge to the walls.
Mm-hmm. So it's about... so the room as a whole is around? Like...
So it would be 35 feet wide.
Okay.
This would be a very convenient time for fireball. That's all I'm saying.
Have fireball.
Unfortunately,
And that's not quiet.
Yes.
I have news for you, Luca. It's not low key.
Yeah, but it's at like the bottom of the ocean now. No
Yeah.
one can hear us down here.
Yeah. Just to confirm, just a couple details for me, Zeke. Appreciate you.
Mhm.
So the like dungeon doors. Did you say they had like a little like
they've got like one of those little like slide shutters. Yeah, to look inside.
okay, but the skeletons are standing directly in front of those, yeah?
There's not enough skeletons to stand in front of all of the shutters, but they are sort of positioned in a cross from each other to like maintain.
View of all of them.
Yes.
Okay. Final question, probably, maybe, probably not. Would you say the distance they are standing from each other is it an equal to a 20-foot square?
I think it's slightly larger than a 20-foot square, but you could potentially kite them all into a 20-foot square if you get them to gang up on you.
Well, that might go along with my next trick. I'm still trying to remain stealthy at this point.
Wait, can I ask one question before you go? Is there anything that Luca would have known about skeleton warriors from past experience, wink wonk, that he would convey
good point.
to N?
With all of my questions about the room, I was going to actually ask Luca.
Okay.
So this works out great. Thank you.
Here's one I prepared earlier, and it's me.
Luca, do you know anything about fighting skeletons and far scribes to you?
God, do I know anything about fighting skeletons?
Make a medicine check.
Hell yeah.
Move the spine.
Oh, that's a 9.
I'll give you advantage. You
should know.
This
something.
should be your wheelhouse. Oh no,
my God,
never mind.
A
5. I'm gonna say on a 9 you said, well, they don't have flesh, so stabbing probably doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's what you get on a 9.
Fantastic. Okay.
That's
Stabbing is ineffective.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of, I mean, that's fair. I was kind of trying to puzzle out, like, can I get it between the vertebrae and make it work? But
pop the skull
stab
off.
you in the eye socket.
What happens if I remove the head? Okay. Well, with that knowledge in tow,
very beneficial, I'm sure.
What would I do without you, Luca? Trying to remain stealthy, and is going to attempt to start moving towards some of the doors and sliding that little door open.
Okay. This will be another stealth check with advantage.
Okay. 25!
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ!
Attaboy.
Jeez!
Is that the
That's
third
like what?
25?
Yes!
Yeah, the third 19 that you've rolled on stealth with advantage.
I'm
which
not
is
getting nat
real
20s,
nice.
but this will work for me.
I'm gonna write this down too.
Close second. Close second, honestly.
It gets the job done.
Yeah. All right. So you begin pacing around the room and slowly, carefully sliding open the little windows. Roll me a d12.
Ooh,
Okay.
which one you gonna get?
3.
3. Okay. This one is empty.
Okay, I will try to move to the next one then.
Which direction?
I'm kind of imagining I'm going clockwise, so I started on like the door closest to my left, and then I'm just gonna move to the right.
Yeah, in which case, I will ask you to give me a perception check.
Damn!
Or
These doors are thick as.
okay, but while I'm here, actually, I do want to have a quick look at the locks.
True.
They appear to be sort of sliding bars with padlocks attached to them on the outside.
Okay, I was about to be like, is that it? Okay, good. The security isn't that bad. Okay, cool.
But it is obviously only one direction.
Yes. Yep, so... Wait, 1 second. Is the heavily armored one stationed near any particular door, actually?
True.
Oh, so true.
Because I might go for that one instead.
I imagine... Okay, yeah. I think the heavily armored one is opposite you.
Okay. Ansett snaps over their shoulder. You. So yeah, I might go for that one, actually.
You sneak around and carefully slide open the door latch behind this one. It is empty.
You're fucking useless, aren't you? Okay. I will move counterclockwise now. So the door left to this one.
I will say, you can logic this out. Because the skeletons are all facing inward and looking at doors, the one that is most heavily armored is looking at a door that you were next to.
Oh, I thought it was looking
The
at the
first
one I was
door.
just at.
Yeah, because you said across from.
Yeah, so I thought I just opened the one it was looking at. But if that's the
No.
case, yeah, sure, let's go for that one.
Okay, so. Yes. So the doors that are within the field of view of that skeleton, I will ask you to roll again.
Yep.
And you know what? I will roll a perception check for this one.
Skeletoni, his name is.
24
24.
Yes.
against
You
the 10.
open it up and you see inside, just like a quick peek, you can see about half of the Stormchaser crew in there.
Anyone I recognize?
I'm gonna say Emma, Orkhan, two of the three triplets.
They separated them.
It's
illegal.
And sort of blonde male dwarf with sort of curly hair.
Cool. That'll do. N is going to try and pick the lock on this door.
Okay.
Oh. Hey, quick question. Did any of them notice that the door opened or that the thingy opened?
I'll roll for Emma, because I think she and Orkhan are the only ones that have a chance of actually noticing this.
Triplets are literally useless without the third. She took the.
He ceased functioning.
Ooh. She took the brain cells, you can say. Quick thing. They're conscious, though? I think that's important.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, what? Yeah. So true.
Yeah, the Magnemite, they
Ooh.
fuse, but they don't get
Ooh,
any
so close,
smarter.
Archon.
You know?
Yeah. Orkhan.
My guy.
Emma rolled 14, Orkhan rolled 20, but alas, N rolled 24.
Yes.
They don't notice me. They might notice the door. I don't know.
I'm gonna say on a 20,
Oh.
Orkhan notices that the little shutter has slid open and like holds up a hand
Nice.
as if to shush people.
Okay. So I want to try and lockpick the door.
Okay. Do you
These
have
tools?
these tools?
I
Yes.
do.
So this would be a dexterity check. Straight roll.
Let's try. That's a 9.
Failure, I'm afraid.
Yeah. No.
I think on a 9 you break one of your picks.
Okay. How durable does this lock look? Does it look old?
The old fashioned.
Looks pretty old.
Would you say
Oh.
the Eldritch blasts that can destroy the bed of Cobra Khan Von Dire Shark would be powerful enough to break this lock?
Quite possibly. It is old, but it is very sturdily made. I'm looking up.
Padlock durability?
Yeah, basically.
From what's the joke you always make? Single-sided jiggler. Willow in the back of
A
your
single-sided jiggler.
It's
What
like-
can open this?
mind. Yeah.
It's a single-sided jiggler.
Single-sided jiggler.
You might notice I have to jiggle this one a little harder. Explodes it.
The Willow's making the single-sided jiggler thing, and you're throwing acid bombs at my padlocks.
Okay. I figured out the AC and HP for the blocks on these doors.
Neat.
Definitely seems breakable, but will it be breakable before the skeletons descend on you? That's the other question. It might be smarter to attack the skeletons, since you will
I want
get a surprise right. True.
So, my question then is, how close is the closest skeleton?
I'm gonna say about 10 feet away from you.
Cool. All right. Good to know. I'm gonna assume, like, I genuinely at this point might just say I brought more rocks with me because it feels like something N would do from the basement.
I mean, use the lockpick you just broke.
That works too. I throw something, the lockpick.
Okay.
But the lockpick will appear as something. I don't know how smart these things are. Leaves my hands. Anyway.
Are you throwing it at them or just in general?
Just in general. I want to see if they
Okay.
respond to sound. Like, different sound.
Huh? What was that? I'll go check it out. That's what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you throw it? And
Let's say at one of the other doors, so it like bounces off the door.
okay, that's up. Okay. Give me just a dex check.
Okay.
No! That's why I laughed at! That's why I laughed!
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm so very sorry. I said, if you roll
You
in that
brought
one, it's
this
going to hit
on
a skeleton. I didn't, I just giggled.
Richard! You did this.
That's not my name. I just thought crimes aren't real and can't.
Apparently they are now.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm not responsible for this.
This is what George Orwell was warning us
It's
about.
fine.
You.
You jinxing the dice in your brain.
I'm still invisible.
Well, yes. You are still invisible. However, I do think you fumble the lockpick as you're trying to get it out, and it just drops at your feet.
Well, do they respond?
Yes, the nearest skeleton, like all of the skeletons sort of snap to attention, and the nearest skeleton is coming closer to investigate.
Are they all approaching?
Just the nearest one. The others are on alert.
Okay. Cool. I
You
mean,
could still try and hide.
You can
Okay.
sidestep it. You're still invisible.
I
So
want
sorry.
access to that door,
Not
though.
backseating.
Well, if the others aren't moving, I'll back up slowly, see what it does. Does it stay there, or does it return to its post, essentially?
It investigates the lockpick, so it's gonna do a search check with its shit-ass perception. Kind of hard to see anything when you don't have eyes.
Fathomless skeleton sure cannot fathom.
Does not fathom a single thing.
Must
Well,
have been the wind.
It tries searching for the thing that made noise. I think on a 5, it just is able to notice that the shutter was opened and closes that, and then a few seconds later returns to its post.
Okay, well, still answers my question. Is there any one skeleton I could draw out? Yeah, fuck you.
The lead skeleton has rolled another perception check for an 11. So not
Okay.
likely.
Is there any particular skeleton that is like outside, again, the 20-foot square I would like them all to be in?
I'm gonna roll just a luck check. I'll put my skeletons on the board,
Thank you.
and then
Hell
I'll
yeah.
bring you.
Cool. Thank you.
Can I posthumously say that I asked Anne to get me a sword, if they can?
Can you pick me up a sword?
Yes, please. Something stabby. I know you're good at that.
My best. So it looks like if I wanted to kind of draw them quite tighter together, again, 20 foot square,
Yes.
I would want to draw in the fashionable one, the one with the. Yeah, that's what I'm like. Isn't this enough space that I could do that?
I think you can angle it. I think
Yeah,
you can
that's
angle
what
it.
I'm looking at it now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like you could angle it.
Okay, so I'm gonna like gingerly shuffle to the door, and I'm going to use my wand of entangle to capture all of them as best as possible.
All right. What's the DC on that?
That would be my spell save DC, I would assume.
Oh shit. Is it, or is it does the wand have a save?
Strength check against your spell save DC.
Oh, okay. So
That'd be a
it does
15.
take your spell save DC. Okay. So strength check, you say.
Yes.
All right. Cool. So that's 1 skeleton for 13. Fail.
Fail.
2 skeleton. Succeed. 3 skeleton. Fail with a 2. And final skeleton. Strength or athletics check, or is it just saving throw?
Specifically, strength check.
Ha!
Strength check. Fail for fancy skeleton.
Neato. Okay. Does the skeleton that's not entangled do anything about this?
Yes, I would like you to roll initiative now.
Okay, let me select myself. And I am no longer invisible, obviously.
You are
Oh
very
my god,
much
you
not
don't even
invisible.
have my aura right now. You are.
Nope.
It's fine.
Oof.
19.
Roll initiative.
I'm still marginally better
still
than you.
won. Yes! 0.02. Boo.
Okay. Say green for entangle as vines suddenly magically sprout from the edges of the open elevator shaft and entangle everything.
Neat.
Cool. So, all right. Your turn again.
Yes, N has taken off Vaelia as a disguise and just returned to their normal self because they don't want to be attacked if by the Stormchaser group specifically. They don't want to be attacked in
Yes,
general, but
that's
that's
fair.
unavoidable.
Yes.
So, is there any advantage to me going to the lock, grasping it between my hands, and blasting it? As opposed to doing it at a
Yes.
distance.
Yes, I suppose.
Because I'll just do it from a
I
distance
suppose
if
that
there's
would,
no
that would
advantage.
give you advantage on the attack roll. Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Because it's like it's point blank.
Yeah. So that's what Zen's gonna do. They're gonna dive for the lock, just like cup it violently between their two hands and blast it.
So roll 2 attacks with
Yep.
advantage.
Oh, sorry, that would end.
Most people don't know, but that's how
Oh.
Luca lost his arm.
Oh,
Holding
sorry,
hands with
goddamn.
N.
Take
Whoa,
a nat 20.
nat 20. Yeah.
Yes!
So one hit blast breaks the lock.
Nice.
You can use your free object interaction to slam open the door, like lift the bar, slam open the door.
Yeah.
Lock is shattered
And it's going to
into
appear
like
in the door.
shrapnel.
Yeah. Stormchasers, 2 arms, and point Cornelius.
Don't do that!
Nerd!
Why would you do that? Are you doing that
Giant
as Ilya?
nerd.
Or
No,
as
it's N.
No,
N changed
as
that to
N.
N.
Oh, you're the best. You're so funny and a mimic of all things.
Oh, that's so good.
God,
Okay,
you're the
awesome.
cutest. Oh,
Let me drag.
I love you.
Prison break.
drag.
Prison break.
Prison break. Let me drag Orcon onto the set.
What's their health like right now? Good lord.
Well, it would be 1.
It's fine.
Stormchasers, relax.
Please take a little
Stormchasers,
rest.
be wary.
Listen, they can do whatever they want. I'm just letting them know the situation in the most
Thank
succinct
you.
manner
I
as
see
possible.
you know how to talk to wind whisperers. Specifically,
I mean,
our
they probably
Stormchasers.
have been like short resting, but it's still like a sucks situation.
Yes. Still a sucks.
Also,
Hold on,
I get to
hold
do
on,
another
hold on.
Eldritch Blast because that was only 1.
Yes, you do.
True.
Yes, you do. Emma is also probably very low.
The poor it ones.
Yeah, she's not doing right, but I will say those two at least get to roll initiative
Nice.
to join the fight.
Yes.
'Cause they for sure heard your
Battle cry.
blast in and got ready. The other 4 less so, but
You're the Minecraft skeleton clinking and then the explosion.
yeah.
You said the other 4. Who's there?
It was
2 triplets and the dwarf.
A dwarf.
Yeah.
There's 3. Is there a 6th one?
Oh, I forgot to mention the 6th one. Let's say it's the chef. Let's add the chef in here as well, because he's funny.
Don't die.
You don't know who that is. Chef, you say? Is he dressed like a chef? Is that how we know?
Chef
Yes.
Shannon.
Yeah, dressed in chef's whites, I think.
Oh,
Please tell me he has the hat.
of course.
Oh.
Is this the one you kidnapped?
Jean-Luc. We didn't kidnap him.
Poached.
Like an egg.
No.
Cool. And feel free to blast.
Yeah, I'm gonna blast the one that's free.
Yep, makes sense. Roll flat, please.
Yep. 20 dirty?
Yeah.
Ooh,
For 14 damage?
Yeah, one hit KO. This
Yeah.
skeleton is. How do you want to eliminate this skeleton?
So
Boom!
and-
Headshot. Explode the skull.
Pretty much. And busts open the door, does their battle cry, and then immediately whips around and just headshots the skeleton.
The skeleton immediately just the skull shatters from the eye socket outward, and its mandible falls off, collapses. It dead. Nice. Great work. Cool. Emma, hands free now, charges with a knife to the nearest skeleton.
That's what Luca told me not to do, but okay.
Yeah, look.
It'll work. I
Emma,
believe in you.
I didn't talk to fucking Luca.
Yeah.
Stab.
Will cast. Yeah, you know what? Emma will run up with a knife and cast Thunderclap.
Huh? It's not gonna be quiet anymore.
No, can be heard up to 100 feet away. Good thing you're at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, we're really deep. Maybe to our advantage.
All right. So, Emma, what's your spell save DC? DC 13. Okay, that's decent. So skeleton needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Unfortunately, succeeds. But there is the thunderous burst of energy as Emma is engaged now in melee with the skeleton. Let's say that you have 10 HP, because I feel bad. Okay. What's this? Okay, so it's this skeleton's turn. It is restrained as per the entangle spell.
Yes.
What does it? What are the effects? So it's just
Yeah.
restrained.
Yeah, I think it's just restrained. I will just post this so you can have a look at it as well, just in case I'm missing something.
Yes.
Difficult terrain where the plants are.
Okay. Okay. The creature has disadvantage on attacks. Okay. So, disadvantage on rusty short sword attack. 16. Emma, what's your AC?
Oh no.
AC is 17. She's good.
Woo!
Sidesteps.
Damn.
Yep, that's that skeleton. This skeleton is dead. This one is going to. Okay, I think athletics counts as strength, so this can roll to break free. Fails. Cool. That's its turn. Orcon's turn. Orcon doesn't need weapons. He's got
No, he does
martial
not.
arts
He's got these hands.
and
Or
feet.
rather, these leggies.
Will make at advantage. Thanks for the restraint.
Mm.
20. Orkan rolls a 20 to
Sir.
punch the skeleton across the face for 8 damage, and misses the follow-up. He's still a bit ragged, but can make one more unarmed strike. 18 does hit
Oof.
Oof.
Wow.
for another 10 bludgeoning damage. I think he comes in hot, punches the skeleton in the shoulder. It dodges, and then he swings around. The second blow that would follow up on that shoulder strike, and then he follows up with a sort of roundhouse kick. Kicks out its sort of spine, basically, and it collapses into a pile of bone.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Hi. Hello.
And then I think he will keep
Would
moving.
you like some lay on hands?
Shut up.
Around.
Well, you can't be here.
Yeah, exactly. In my mind, just like, this way, not allowed to be here.
Luca twirling all his non-hair.
I will manage.
You'll figure something out. I believe in you.
Oh my god.
And now the chef will come running out.
Oh. You get the the Ratatouille theme starts playing.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Will come swinging. 17.
Okay, Jean-Luc.
Oh, that's Jean-Luc.
Deals 1 point of damage to the skeleton as it punches it in the pelvis with both fists, like volleyball spiking it, but like
Respect his spirit.
but with like hands, on bone.
Jean-Luc, same as you ever were. Go back inside. I'm not here. It's okay. Whatever.
Next skeleton is dead, which brings us to the top of the round. N.
Yes, and we'll just shimmy past Jean-Luc and start blasting at the Fathomless soldier skeleton, the one with the armor.
Yes.
The big one?
Yes, the big one. Let's just normal attack, right? It's just restrained, so no advantage.
Restrained would be advantage for you
Oh, cool.
because it can't move
Let's
very well.
shoot it. 17.
Nice.
That's a hit.
And again.
1 blast for 9, and another
23.
blast.
Ooh.
23 for another 12. Whoopsie. There's like the jingle of chain links being blasted off its like worn metal shirt. Cool. All right. Emma's turn. Emma is gonna just do like 3 kicks.
Stop it.
Does a 14 hit a skeleton? Yes, it does.
Yes.
So that's 2 damage. I'm just gonna roll because these only deal 2 damage per hit, so I'm just gonna roll 2 more attacks. That's another
Nice.
hit. 4 damage. Miss. So total of 4 damage on this skeleton as Emma starts kicking the shit out of it. The skeleton will, at disadvantage, attempt to attack Emma back.
Fail.
On a 14 fails.
fail. Nice.
Good.
This one needs
Emma's
to make...
kicking with her massive boots. She's got
Yeah.
like such big boots on.
She's got
big old
such
combat
like
boots.
full on,
Big boots
full on.
and a metal leg.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
honestly,
forgot.
She is full on punk stomping.
Just magnetize her boot to the ground and like it reinforce the stomp. I don't know, I imagine there's steel floors now, so it just like
Yeah.
magnet stomp.
Yep.
So
Okay. Athletics check on this. 16 breaks the soldier
Yes.
free. It is no longer restrained. I believe that takes
The
its
big one.
action. Yes, the big one
Yeah.
is free.
That's okay. Yes. Yes.
Here, boy.
Stop it.
Okay. I think it will approach the skeleton, its only remaining ally.
Uh-oh.
Wakan's turn. He's gonna run up. Kick. That's a
Nice.
success on the attack on the undead soldier. For
There's no
6
longer
blood.
advantage though, yeah?
Oh,
Oh.
no.
But
Yeah.
that's okay, you took the one on the left, but yeah.
Yes. Yes, I should turn off advantage for him, sorry. So, let's have Orcon make this a stunning strike also for
Stunner.
He is stunning.
yes. And they are not immune to being stunned, which is good. So that's 6 damage as Orcon comes up behind it and kicks it in the back of the helmet, like at the base of the neck.
Bing bong.
The undead soldier needs to make a constitution saving throw. Or be stunned. Succeeds on the constitution saving
Oh.
throw. Okay. Orcon does another 2 strikes.
So many kicks in here.
That's a miss, I think.
Oh, a 14. Hit.
Nope. 15. Change chart. It does hit. This one is more armored than the others.
Yes.
So.
I forgot
Ooh,
because I
good.
blasted off
Oof.
so much of its armor. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes. It's 10. One more attack. That one is
Aw.
a miss. Glances off the armor.
Good effort. Let's leave
Yes.
this killing blow for someone else, maybe.
Jean-Luc again fully is trying to nutshot the skeleton
Yep, we
that
noticed.
is still entangled. Because
Doesn't have
why-
any. Don't worry about it.
Good on him for trying. He's got that can-do spirit.
So that's another 1 point of damage into the skeleton's
Slow and
hips.
steady.
Damage is damage, baby. He's doing the best that he can with his little chef
Yeah.
hands.
He sure is.
And back around to you.
Yay. All right. Would you say I could blast the armored skeleton from here, or do I have to move? Because there's a lot of action going on here.
I think you would have to move.
Yeah. Yeah. Could I blast past Emma here, or is that
I would say you would get a better angle just walking over here
okay?
so that you're like opposite the room and those 2 skeletons are both dead.
Yeah.
so-
I would like to be near to them, but this room isn't that big, so it's probably
No.
fine. So yeah, I'll just go
Yes.
over here and
Yes.
yeah, blast from here at the
Big one?
armored skeleton. Yes, the big one. Okay.
Imagining you pacing around is really yum, by the way.
That's a miss,
so-
I'm afraid. So
Ooh.
shot goes wide.
That's not a miss, though.
That is not a miss.
20.
That hits dead on. This
Wait, can I
skeleton
raise a
is
thought?
looking. Yes.
You know when you miss, which direction does it miss in? Almost Emma or almost Orcon?
I'd say almost Orcon.
I just want to know who went hey, but like if it's Orcon, probably not.
So you get a dead-eyed bead on this thing's head. Its like helmet is now dented in, and it is on its last sort of stand, looking very bad.
Good for me. Also, yes, thank you. Pacing very hot.
Yes. Emma. Unfortunately, it's too clustered for her to do cool shit. But that's fine.
Everything she does is cool shit.
Yes. Emma will make a strike against
Ooh.
Oof.
the restrained one. Does not work. She is clearly still like winded and bloodied from like the crash.
Yeah, of course.
We'll try and strike at the armored one. That's another miss.
Damn, that's rough.
One more against the armored one.
Oof.
14. That's another glances. Like her boot hits it in the chest, but the armor catches it too much. Yeah, she is going to.
No. She looks so haggard in my mind. Like she's so tired.
She is going to take a bonus action disengage, and just like back up 10 feet.
Smart.
Cool. This skeleton, I think just disadvantage going to attack, the chef. Miss.
Yay. Jean-Luc.
Stop hitting my sack.
Don't
My
fucking die,
balls.
Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc, please. We all need pasta at the end of this.
Jean-Luc is like, imagine the most creative fucking swearing you've ever heard. That's like truly upsetting. I will grind your bones into flour and feed it to dogs.
Oh no.
Well, I'm glad he's having fun.
Oh. Man.
Crying at the undead soldier, fathomless undead soldier. Gonna turn around and two-handed attack Orcon.
No. But you'll miss, right?
We'll see.
You'll miss, right?
14. What's your AC, Orcon?
Oh.
16. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
what I
one
said.
miss.
I never doubted it. Wait, 2 attacks?
2 attacks.
Oh, shit.
That one hits. Ooh. Orcon is down to 1 hit point as the
Oh no.
undead soldier rakes its sword along his arm.
No.
He's doing not so hot. That's a miss on the... Ooh, that's another miss.
Volcan, retreat!
Oof.
Damn.
Full round
okay.
of misses. The skeleton is now like parrying his strikes. Shit. I think what Jean-Luc is going to do is try and make a strength check to force the restrained skeleton into the hole.
Oh, nice. Into the pot, as it were.
Yes, so
Making some
Down
bone
the
broth today, fellas.
that's a 7.
Well, good effort.
Oh,
Yeah, the skeleton is unmoved, I'm afraid.
It is entangled to the floor as well,
Yes.
which I don't think is helping this particular series of events.
Yeah, so the skeleton is unmoved as Jean-Luc tries to shove it into the hole, but it's not working very well. And back around to you.
Yeah, and is going to continue the pace, and line up another shot at the armored skeleton.
Yep, go for it.
Let's go.
That
16.
does hit. It needs to make undead fortitude, so that's Constitution save.
The armored one?
Yes.
nice.
Oh, it
Oh.
succeeds.
No.
It succeeds its save. It has 1 hit point left. You know that blast should have
Damn.
killed it, but it is hanging on with eldritch power.
Well, I
The
also have
strength of
eldritch
the
power.
grave. Yes.
Well, let's see if we can
Indeed.
hit it again. No, that's a 10.
Oh,
no,
no.
it's a 10.
Orkan and it have the same HP.
All right, I'd like to use the rest of my movement to get close to Orkan. Not close enough
Oh.
that he can't move, but closer.
Yes. Okay. Emma's turn. Emma's gonna shout, get back! She has something in mind. And she is holding her action. The skeleton is going to disadvantage attack Jean-Luc,
Little chef.
little chef. Fails.
Good.
And at the end, Dead Soldier is gonna attempt to attack Orkan. Miss. Miss. Orkan nimbly dodges out of the way. Orkan is going to heed Emma's and disengage and back up next to N. Jean-Luc will get in one last kick on this guy. Ineffective, but then backs up.
It's a 5.
And Emma unleashes a stormwind howl. So that means that the skeletons both need to make Constitution saving throws. That's a fail.
Oh no.
That's a success.
From the soldier. The armored one?
Yeah, the armored one. But Emma still gets to roll. Let me just do a quick
Cone?
cone.
Uh-oh.
Oops. Let's say she's angled it so that it goes through here.
I broke you out of prison. Please don't blow me up.
Yeah. It's loud as hell, is what I will say.
Emma, please. I wanted this to be somewhat discreet.
You
Prison
should
break.
have invited the Stormchasers.
Cool. So, the entangled skeleton, dead. Like shatters to pieces. It's like when an opera singer like breaks glass, just this whole skeleton crumbles. This one takes half damage, needs to roll another Constitution saving throw to remain intact. So that's a 12 or higher to succeed.
And so sorry, this is her yell?
This is her screaming. God damn, this thing will not go down.
Oh my gosh.
N.
Yes. Gonna pace closer, arms still like leveled with this thing the whole way around. And
Yeah,
try and blast it again.
go for it.
You got this.
25. Okay, so it needs to make a 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 succeeds. It is still hanging on.
Oh my gosh.
Again.
Yes.
24.
24. So it needs to roll a 15 or higher.
Ooh.
14. This is the shot that takes it down. So please describe how, after like resisting every single one of your attacks, you finally take this thing down.
Yeah. Can I move? Can I add movement to this
Yes.
final shot?
Yes,
Because I think
yes,
Anne's
absolutely.
like like a predator pacing around the perimeter of the abyss with their arm level on this thing, just blasting with like a sniper. A sniper's focused down their arm, and then the last shot, they get frustrated because like, you should have gone down, so they charge in and they basically punch its helmet off with a blast.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
The helmet comes off, and they're like, we just see like the cranium fracture and fall to pieces. Broken helmet clanging empty on the ground. Emma looks up at you
Hey.
and says, "Thanks for the save. Where the hell are we?"
Fort Fathomless, Emerald Claw. Are the others in the other? I'm just gonna check. And starts opening all the flaps.
So, let us return, not in the thick of the action, but to the Kraken Slayer. Willow, you have just received information from Maymay after ambushing her in her hammock, basically, about where possibly the Stormchaser might have landed.
Fort Fathomless.
Yes. Would you like to see it on a map?
Technically, yes, but is that not the map that's in the wheelhouse?
Would Willow have a personal map on them?
Probably.
Or be able to sketch one roughly out for themselves?
They'd probably have their own map. Do I have my
Yeah.
party pockets? I forgot.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Okay, yeah, I'll fish around in there for a map.
Yeah, because the wheelhouse definitely has its own maps and charts. So, just as a quick reminder, this is the mark for the Stormchaser.
Yes.
This is approximately the location of Fort Fathomless.
Fantastic. How long is that to fly?
It looks to be about 200 miles.
And how fast do we fly that again?
Please tell me I can do the maths for you. How fast does the Stormchaser go?
Its typical pace with only one elemental
Kraken
active.
Slayer.
Kraken Slayer. The Kraken Slayer at its typical pace, with only one elemental active, flies at about 10 miles per hour.
Oh, so 20 hours.
What happens if we juice it? With the fire
You go,
elemental?
I believe you go twice as fast.
Twice as
So
fast? I
10
thought we just went
hours.
higher.
However, you do have to be careful to maintain the elementals and the ship over that long a stretch of time.
Yeah, so I can't put pedal to the metal for the entire 10 hours.
It would be difficult to. You would have to make basically the elementals have to make constitution checks
How
for every
frequently?
hour.
Okay. What happens if they
both,
fail?
If both are going. If they fail, they gain a point of exhaustion.
Do they die if they get 6 like we do?
Yes.
Oh,
What do you think happened to the Kraken Slayer the first time? It crashed.
I don't know. It got shot
No.
by the other boat.
Well, that too, but
Which put more strain on the engine, which burnt out.
Oh, that's so sad.
yeah.
That is why I backed up the Kraken Slayer with a second one,
Yes.
failing to account for unprecedented planar anomaly taking the Stormchaser's only one. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
You also have a third
If
one
we
in your
had-
pockets.
Could I also
There's
ask
that too.
if they go for like 5 hours and they fail each of those checks, so they have 5 points of exhaustion, both elementals, does that mean the Kraken Slayer stops working?
It would no longer be able to move forward, yes.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's the propulsion. Like
Yes.
the elementals are the propulsion.
Yes.
And if they are exhausted by failed con saves, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Or if we push them too hard?
Yeah, if you
Or both.
push them too hard, basically, the failed con saves are essentially pushing too hard.
Yeah. And what's the... Okay. All that in mind, how does a skilled captain or driver,
mhm.
pilot, let's say, how does a skilled pilot help to navigate that?
Basically, it would be keeping a very close eye on the engines. It is partly not just like navigating with the wind so that like it takes less force to travel, because the airship is still affected by wind. It is not like a hot air balloon where you don't feel the wind affecting you. So sailing with the wind would obviously like reduce the amount of strain. It would be also up to people in the engine room to carefully meter the output, let's say, of the elementals.
Like a coal train, like
Yes.
a steam train, yeah. Steam
Yeah, or
engine.
it's basically like monitoring like the pressure and like how much fuel you're burning. The fuel in this case being the pure elemental energy.
Yeah. Okay. So 20 hours if we're cruising, 10 hours if we're pushing to the limit.
Yes.
Anywhere in between to juggle the balance of both
Yes.
with one very skilled captain. No, let me put that the other way around. No, one very skilled captain who is unfortunately one very skilled former captain who is unfortunately not very skilled at air travel. So we're going to call that a passable pilot,
Mhm.
and the other one. So, good to know.
Willow, are you truly feeling so wretched that you can't even think of his name anymore?
No, I can think of his name.
The other one?
Prince Coulton Brightwind.
The man you've been avoiding for years. He's on the ship
Yes,
right now with you.
I'm aware. Yeah. Yes. You say that, and I feel like Willow says it again in their mind. He's on the ship right now with you. Like they're saying it over and over again to themselves. They say yes in response to the thought, but it doesn't like click. Maybe because they're tired. They didn't sleep.
No. You didn't sleep at all. You feel like you barely rested, but you also can't remember the last 8 hours clearly. What were you even doing?
I don't.
Rotting in your workshop again?
Wasn't that the day before?
No. Or yes.
Yes.
Again.
It was.
It was both.
No, pardon me, I'm conflating the two.
The nightmare you had before you took off in the Kraken Slayer to meet your past.
Well, no. You don't meet the past. We are clearly in the present.
Feels like it did right when you left off, huh? The arguments, you skulking about.
Well, that was a different workshop that I was skulking in. Much bigger. sulking in. The skulking was the entire ship, which even bigger still, I guess.
What were the last words he said to you again? Too much of a coward to finish the job?
I don't even really know what he means by that. Which job?
What are you doing right now?
Right now, I am
Looking at the map?
looking at a map, yes.
You're staring at the map.
How far from here to Stormhome?
Oh, a good long distance. Let's see. 800 miles, give or take.
How far does the Stormchaser? How fast does the Stormchaser fly? I'd know this. I don't need to ask this.
Stormchaser has a cruising speed of about 12 miles per hour.
Fast.
Fast. Certainly faster than any standard seafaring vessel. And it doesn't even have to contend with the roughness of waves. It doesn't even have to contend with waves at all. It can fly over land.
No. Why am I thinking of Stormhome? We're talking about Fort Fathomless.
Yes. Where Luca and En and... You didn't ask them. You didn't ask En what happened to the others. You couldn't bring yourself to do that. Too much of a coward. Too scared. You're staring at the map.
Excellent. I'm going to roll up the map and stand up and start on something else. I'm going to go and check the condition of the elementals. I rolled a 21 wisdom save. I am moving.
Yes. You head into the engine room. You can see Claptrap at the dials, keeping an eye on it. He looks tired, but not nearly as tired as you feel. He sort of startles as you approach and gives you a little nod of acknowledgement.
Willow's not speaking or looking at him. Willow just goes directly to the dials to begin to assess what's happening. Is the Kraken Slayer okay after everything that we went through? Can I do a check?
Yes. I would say either make an Arcana check or an investigation check.
We will go Arcana, because I'm checking if the planar anomalies had any effect on the ship. I'm doing this at disadvantage.
Yes.
I got 22.
Yes. Okay. So, you carefully look over all the instruments and stuff. Looks like there was a little bit of turbulence. Nothing serious. Claptrap has already tended to the interiors of the engines. It looks like there might have been a risk of one or both of the elementals also breaking free during the planar anomalies, but you have safely emerged and the ship does not seem to be any worse for wear, at least in terms of the engines. You are aware that the exterior of the ship suffered some damage.
Nothing it can't handle?
Nothing it can't handle.
That's okay. If the engine's working, the elementals are in a decent enough position. Well, they're not in any kind of negative position.
No, they are good to go.
Yes. When it comes to being pushed, maybe
all
a little to their limits
systems
as well.
normal. Yeah.
Good. I might hear Claptrap if he talks to me, if he says something.
I think Claptrap mutters, Did you lose your glasses?
You know what? Willow might dig around in their pockets. Do I have any spares? I know it won't have the same effects as my usual glasses. But just any for the light?
Roll a flat d20.
16.
You have your
Say.
very, very old goggles.
Oh, the goggles. No.
You never threw them away.
Why? That's wild. Willow. I feel like Willow touches them, gets a little, and then puts them back in their pocket.
Yeah. Your eyes hurt, your head aches, but like, it's been years, you're used to it at this point.
I managed.
Even as every flicker of light gives you a little sort of surging thump of pain.
Those are the goggles I was wearing when I first washed up to salvage.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. No, that's okay. Willow's not sure if they respond to Claptrap before they leave.
Give me another wisdom save.
Oops. That was at disadvantage, but take the one on the left! I rolled a 5.
I think now that you have been unfortunately made aware again of the state you're in, it is impossible to ignore.
Ugh.
So you leave the engine room and just like ache. The pain behind your eyes, the crushing pain of your armor against your chest. Raw arcane power just spasming across the back of your eyes. Sparks, like staring at the sun too long, and you can't look away. You can't just breathing hard through your mouth, through the pain, through the fog. Too thick for fog. Feels like drowning. Something touches your shoulder. Varys is next to you saying, Willow, are you alright?
I think Willow realizes in that moment they have not put their pistol away. It's been in their hand. Almost because when he startles them, it almost lifts. Like they've... like they were expecting... I don't know. Anyway, so...
Varys startles
Varys, though,
and stops touching you and steps back a little bit. It's just me, it's just Varys.
I feel like looking up, Willow's kind of startled by the light again, more so, but at least that is a sort of tangible pain. That's a pain that they've known before. So, and like they know it. It's just light sensitivity. That kind of forces their eyes closed. They'll just like listen to his voice. Hi.
Hello. I suppose you didn't get any sleep, did you?
I put my head down.
Right.
Willow like peeks an eye open. Can I handle that? I don't know.
You like squint through your eyelashes and just can barely make out the shape of Varys looking concerned, but there's sort of just like bursts of light and color around the edges interfering.
This has got to be the longest I've gone since.
Yeah.
And in the worst possible situation. Anyway. Willow keeps their eyes closed, at least they know it's Varys. I know where the others are.
Oh, you do? You've heard from men?
Yes. Fort Fathomless.
Fort. Varys gets to make a history check. 11.
That's about right.
It's like, don't know where that is. North of Karnath?
Was it northeast? I can't remember. North.
Well, it is relatively speaking north of Karnath.
Is it? Oh, there's Karnath. Sorry. I was looking through my notes, forgetting that I have a map on screen. Hold on. I'm just trying to remember what she told me. Do I know that it's an Emerald Claw thing?
Well, En told you that there were Emerald Claw here.
Yes, that's right. Oh, yes, En told me. Sorry, my thoughts are all a mess.
Jumbled.
That makes sense because... Okay.
I think Varys says, I heard that at some point there was a big massacre of the soldiers or something there. Some sort of internal seizing of power.
That's the one.
That happened in my youth, though, so I don't know. Anyway, you've heard from En and Luca. Are they alright?
En and Luca, yes. For now.
Well, we should change our course then.
We should. Well, we were heading in that direction anyway, but we should aim. Just give me a second.
Varys sort of hovers his hand above your shoulder. You can tell he wants to step in, but isn't sure. And you hear a little voice in the back of your mind of your older brother saying, just let me help you.
Aw, Zeke, why'd you say that part? I think that... Willow for a moment was thinking Varys could go talk to Coulson. He could ask. All he needs to do is point at a place on the map. There's only so many things that Coulson can say to Varys. Yeah, it's not gonna be the end of the world. But then like trickling down the spine, the voice of Cedar in the back of Willow's mind, and then like straight away they straighten up. I'll do it, and they're gonna go to the wheelhouse.
You leave Varys standing in the lurch. You're walking up to the wheelhouse again, to him. You know what you're going to say. You know exactly where you need to point to send you in the right direction. You have your argument. You know what you need to say. You Throne Ream. Another wisdom save.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You take a deep breath and anchor yourself in the present moment. You're looking for the Stormchaser. You know its last location. You've heard from the others. The sooner you get there, the sooner this can be done.
Easy. Willow walks with their eyes closed outside. They still remember the lay of the Kraken Slayer well enough that they can navigate it without even thinking. It helps them to keep their eyes from aching so much, gives them room to open their eyes just when they open the door to the Kraken Slayer. They aren't going to pause for pleasantries, however, as long as Coulton's behind the wheel, is he? I don't have to look at him.
He's behind the wheel.
Cool. That's where he's meant to be, so I'm going to go straight to the map that was beside him, that I drew up, assuming it's still there.
There's a little, what do you want? As you approach the map.
Ignoring him. How far off is Fort Fathomless? Oh, no, I just drew a big triangle on the map last time, yeah?
Yeah.
That was this whole big area. Is Fort Fathomless the kind of thing that's going to be marked on the map?
It might be marked, yes, as a military outpost.
Excellent. I say, what do I roll for vision strain check?
Cool. I think this would be Constitution because you're fighting against pain. You're trying to endure something.
At disadvantage, yeah. Constitution flat?
I would say Constitution save.
Yeah, okay. At normal?
Normal.
That's pretty high.
17. You have to like grit your teeth and like try really hard, and you're fighting against the pain with every breath. You can hear it as you like breathing hard through your teeth.
No, hold on. Yep, that makes sense.
That's
disadvantage.
Nat one,
I got a nat 1.
0 deception.
I got a 0 for deception, so okay, because I was gonna say if it's gonna cause me pain, I won't do it, but never mind. I'm doing it badly. I look like shit, I sound like shit, but I am finding Fort Fathomless on the map, and I'll stab the pointer into it, like the direction pin.
Yeah. I think Coulton does a little oi oi.
Well, I tap it and I start to leave.
Oi! He's going to try and stop you.
How?
Guess grab the back of your coat.
You can grab my arm? No, the two ends enough.
Yeah, shoulder.
Shoulder, elbow, or coat?
I would say shoulder, probably like edge of the coat.
Okay, Willow like shoulders him off just as quickly, but they will turn to face him.
You look like shit. The hell did you do to your eyes?
Willow flatly glares at him and tries to leave again.
Make an intimidation check.
That's low, bro, but I will roll mine. Shit! But we can go lower!
Yeah, that wisdom check was an insight ability for Coulton.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, the Willow rolled a 5 on the intimidation check, which is not very
Lower
intimidating. Yeah, much lower than 8.
I'm not trying to intimidate him, I guess.
I mean, it's not even the intimidation is for the fuck off, don't talk to me, don't touch me aura.
Yeah.
Not in the like scaring you way, just in the fuck off
way. No, I'm just being petulant. Yeah, I'm just being. Yep. You know what? I'm gonna. Nope. No, yeah, I rolled in that 20 on my wisdom save. I'm gonna look at him right back. How does he look?
Tired.
Okay.
But tired, a little bit bloodied, but like more than seeing him, you can smell like a little bit of coffee, and like some toast or something in the air. So he's at least had something to eat and sustained himself. He looks rumpled, like he's maybe had a chair sleep for a little while, but probably no more than you. He looks tired. wide-eyed, haggard. If you're not gonna talk to me, then at least go to bed. Last thing I need is you passing out on me. He sort of looks away, breaking the eye contact. He looks at the map. How'd you know where they are?
Willow doesn't want to answer that question. Because if I answer it truthfully... No, wait. Do I want to talk to him at all? I rolled a nat 20 wisdom save. I should be vaguely functional if I want to be. But that question is easier to answer than his other question. And it's important. But I can't tell him that I got it from N because then... That's the static noise of Willow's thoughts hitting a wall. But I can tell him... No, I can't. It sounds like silence on the surface, but this is what's happening in Willow's head.
I mean, I have a pretty solid lie for you, but...
You'd have a pretty solid lie for me.
It's just the sending spell.
Once a day.
Yes.
So true. Do I know this though? I'm so bad at lying when I'm mad.
It's literally just the sending spell, just N can basically cast it endlessly.
Yeah.
It's not a lie.
Yeah, I guess. The
best lies are born of the truth.
You
No,
really
I know.
that, Luca Falcon turn.
Yeah. I know, it's more that...
Willow's brain stalling out, going in a circular
No.
argument.
I'm not used to lying to him.
Ah. Right.
It-
Last time you did that was... Roll me another wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Thanks. 4!
Oof. That should have been a flat roll, but we will take the one on the left. You stole out as you remember. The last time you lied to him was telling him to go back to sleep as you snuck out on the deck to do what you had to do. Dark and silent as you cross the ship alone. You were just at the elemental engine room. All systems normal. So easy for you to just find the right point to pinch. You know that they're going to hate you for this. You've already gone through with it.
Willow's mentally trying to... I've been through this recently even. We've gone through this thought. Willow's trying to get past it.
How do you get past it?
I'm changing the channel mentally.
To what?
Okay, if I move forward, then it's the Stormchaser falling. Which I just saw, actually.
Yes. Again.
But different this time.
This time it wasn't
Different this time.
your... Well, maybe it was your fault. But you didn't have a hand in it. You couldn't control it. You couldn't decide when it would bounce back. It hasn't. And it won't.
Not that one, either. Further back then.
Further back, when Colton's face, pale, choking, then still.
Not that one.
You skip forward to looking through the bars at someone Who was it again? What was his name again?
Through the bars, not Warfred. No,
No.
the other one.
The other one. The traitor, the... Oh, but he gets executed soon. This isn't a good place to stay either.
I just need one stable thought. How is it this hard to find one stable thought?
You grasp around, feel the weight of the pistol in your hand. Cedar always said to never aim at something that you're not okay with hurting. The last thing you did with that gun was... Roll me another wisdom saving throw. Flat, please.
7.
I think you lash out as something shakes your shoulder.
You said something shakes my shoulder.
Yeah.
I guess because I'm disoriented.
Yeah.
You know what? 7 and multiple lows are... Give me one moment. Willow. Okay,
There's like a muffled noise in the background, like trying to hear stuff from underwater.
Yeah, no, I think with the... Something touched me. I am going to swing around. Kind of wild-eyed. And just like accusatory. What do you mean by that, by the way? Finish the job.
Coulton like stares back at you. The hell are you talking about?
Hell am I talking about? Why are you even talking to me?
Oh, what? I'm not allowed to do that anymore? What's wrong with you?
Oh my god. Oh. I'm gonna... no, say it with my whole chest. I'm gonna slap him.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Roll to hit.
What do I roll?
Unarmed strike, so strength plus proficiency flat.
Not at disadvantage?
No. Attack rolls are
Oh.
not at disadvantage on 1 point of
So I just roll
exhaustion.
my strength?
Yes. Plus 3, I believe.
Oh, just
So I think
plus
it's...
3 or plus a d3. Sorry.
No,
I'm
plus 3.
trying to- Okay, well, I'll just roll strength.
So strength plus 3 is a 17. He just barely like catches your hand as you try to slap him. And I think he holds your wrist and is like, "Oi,
You don't remember?
what the fuck am I supposed to be remembering?"
Like, Willow can't even remember how long ago it was. Last night. But you think you can say all that and I'm just gonna come back? Can I wrangle my arm away?
Yeah, I think it was just like to hold you for a second to stop you. Finish that. Really, we're going back to that. You come in and give me directions and we're... Yeah, sure, why the fuck not? Think you're too much of a coward to finish the job? Yeah. Alright, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, if you wanted me to stop being a threat, you would have done better. You would have done more.
Oh my god, why is he restarting? Will I, can I? Oh, I should shoot him, but I'm not going to.
Is that the answer you wanted? Are you happy now? Does that answer your fucking question?
Oh my god, shut up. How do I stop him from talking? Oh. No, can I get my hand away from him?
Yeah.
How?
You've got it back. He let go of you. once you like pulled away.
Don't think he should.
Oh. In that case, make a contested strength check. Actually, he should be doing that at disadvantage, but you're both at disadvantage, so... So let's roll again.
I'm wondering if I should rewind. I don't even know if Willow would have tried to hit him or if this is just happening in their brain. I'll specify, it was less of a slap and more like it was going to be a grapple. That makes more sense to me.
Okay.
But then they missed.
Yeah.
So it was like an attempt to grab.
Okay.
It still failed, but at least it makes more sense to me than like the
slap. Sorry.
Yeah. It's kind of the gesture of a slap. Okay, great. He rolled a
Well,
nat 20. That's
yes,
cool.
but that's a
disadvantage,
disadvantage, so he rolls
Okay.
the 13. Your lowest was the strength, so...
Which was 11.
Yeah. I'm afraid it doesn't count for either of you. So, he's holding onto your wrist. You're trying to wriggle away.
I think I'm trying to push through it. Not working though.
Yeah.
I don't have any spells. I don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
I feel like Willow can't push through it and they can't pull their arm away from it, so they just... Couldn't you just take the instructions? Couldn't you just take the direction and leave me? Just trying to wrangle their arm away from him again.
I think Coulton, like, just shoves you away, like, lets you go with a shove. Get out of my wheelhouse.
You look like shit as well.
Not half as bad as you. What, did you get hit by lightning in the eyes?
Why would he say that? Like, funnily, I was just about to say something else. Anyway, like, do people get hit in the eyes by lightning?
No. But on you, if you touch the skin around your eyes...
Willow pauses. Like, why would he know that? Like, why would he say that? And I think they kind of, their free hand goes up to their face to touch around their eyes.
You can feel the telltale patterning, the zigzagging, fractaling, branching spread that is so characteristic of lightning scars. And of course he'd know what that looks like. He's usually the one inflicting them.
It's showing?
It's showing.
He sees Willow pause and kind of like touch at their eyes, like a bit taken aback. Mainly startled that he said that, but also I guess that he's right. That's what he means by you look like shit. Okay. The scars are bad. Okay. Under the strain of having no glasses this whole time, the scars are showing.
I think Coulton says, well, don't just stand there. Oi!
Shit. I'm gonna roll one more wisdom save. I just want to get a guiding light for how I'm talking about. Okay. 6! Okay.
Answer, you're not.
No, my low rolls have been weird lately. No, can I flavor this?
Yeah.
In a way, in a roundabout way, Willow's wisdom is what makes them think too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And under fire, wisdom saves, of course, mean like failed wisdom saves mean number of different things. Succumbing to the distance that is created by the 8,000 million thoughts that happen in their heads all the time. The head all the time, rather. I think because he keeps hitting with that oi, yeah? I think this last one, like, pulls Willow out of their little spell of distance with remembering the scarring around their eyes, let alone that he can see them.
Mm-hmm.
They take a second. Take a breath. And they're trying to remember his questions in order. What was the first question? The question was... let's work back.
Yes.
So the first question was, what did you do to your eyes? The second question was, how did you find out about this map, right? Or how did you find out about their location? What was his most recent question? What's wrong with you?
Yes.
Well, we'll start. Was it what's wrong with you? Did he ask that question?
You did.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just emblazoned on my bones. That's funny. I didn't even remember that consciously. Okay. Willow's gonna raise their hand. As if they've asked him to stop making sound for a sec. But the flat hand will turn into 3 fingers. 3 questions. What's wrong with me? Haven't slept, and this is a highly stressful situation. The Stormchaser has fallen. The people I brought into this situation fallen with it, not to mention our former crew. Second question. How do I know about the Fort Fathomless? Well, I asked Mei. There's that. But I'm also in contact with one of the people in my smaller crew. And they told me that they have crash landed, near Fort Fathomless. Willow's about to go to the first question, but I'm surprised if Coulton listens without interrupting to all of this.
Yeah, I think he nearly starts to let's give you a little wisdom saving throw, my guy. Are you smart enough to let Willow keep talking, or no?
Well,
This was an insight check, actually. So.
Oh,
fail.
Okay, yeah.
Disadvantage.
Go ahead, Willow's talking with their eyes closed, by the way, and like lowering a finger one at a time.
Yeah. You're in contact with them. Any word from my sister?
No, not yet. I didn't ask.
You didn't?
No, unfortunately, what you said was correct.
Oh,
what was it again?
Which one?
I think I was too much of a coward to finish the fucking job. That one. We just discussed it. Try to keep up.
He rolls his eyes.
He can keep talking, though. They're still holding their finger up as if they've got one more question left.
And what's the last one?
I'm surprised you don't have more to say about that one. What, have you suddenly found your manners after all these years?
Fuck off.
Said that one plenty too. Wait. What's my line?
What the hell is...
Oh no, that's another question. But I do believe it ties to the first one. As for what I did to my eyes...
Yeah?
You remember my research, yes?
Oh, which one? The Vanishing Act? The weapons? You had a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. Which one?
Willow's going to open their eyes now. They're going to walk a little closer to him. think their hands are going behind their back. Kind of fix them with a look. They're looking like directly into his eyes.
Ooh. I'm gonna say that takes a charisma saving throw from him.
That's about, 17.
Yeah, he keeps eye contact, but there is like a little bit of defensiveness to his posture.
Good. Willow looks plainly at him when they say, which one was that? It was the one I had to pick up again in the absence of a crew with places to be and things to do. So, shortly after leaving, I suffered an accident. I don't think you'll know what an ethereal storm is.
A little ear twitch.
But I do. Witnessed one close and personal.
Bit too close. Huh?
Willow will smile at that in that little addition. Willow grin. No joy in it.
Mm-hmm.
So condescending. They're a little bit closer now too. Oh, very. Rocketed through my helmet. Completely shattered my eyes. I didn't know if I was going to get my vision back. Destroyed my armor. Cast me out to sea. By some little bit of luck, maybe just fate. I showed up somewhere. Couldn't see. And guess what?
What?
You weren't there.
And whose fault is that?
Willow's offloading such an unnerving energy at him at the moment.
Oh, it's really bad. He's not... Yeah, this, What do we think it is? Wisdom, charisma?
Charisma save.
Okay. 20.
Wait, can we roll a wisdom as well?
Sure. His wisdom is worse, but he still rolled an 18.
Okay.
If you're pissed at me for not having anyone to back you up when you left all by yourself, you don't fucking know me at all. Or maybe you just forgot.
Forgot. Willow, create some space between them now. They lean back. Forgot what? Your poisoning, your poor decision making, your complete emotional volatility at the end there. Which part? The unreliability, the not listening to me at all, leaving me out of the decision making. Which part? Ignoring me? Was that the Coulton I was meant to take with me as backup? Is that what you're talking about? Because I don't really remember a version of you that would have assisted me at all, only the version that would have dragged me back into his stupid little war plans. Or have you forgotten? After all these years. I know that you had to hate me to keep yourself afloat, but you're not actually delusional, yes? You're cleverer than that. So I thought. Though you did sail out to meet me in the middle of the night with half a crew. And then launch at the ship, leaving your ship unmanned, and now it's sitting in the ocean somewhere next to a cultist fort. Right near the fort of your enemy's allies, by the way, your former family, father of yours. So which one of us has forgotten? Make me.
You know what? He will try to grapple you. Disadvantage, because you're both so fucking tired. That's a 14.
What's my armor class again? 16.
Yeah.
unless it's contested.
I think let's contest for the drama.
Okay. What am I contesting with?
Acrobatics.
Damn.
Ooh. Narrowly grabs you by the front of the collar.
Oh, where his necklace is? Anyway,
Oh,
that's okay.
yeah.
Emma had the reaction to that. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't think he's had a chance to notice that. Let's see if you notice it now, my guy. In the middle of your rage, perception at disadvantage.
Nah, cool. That makes
Nah,
sense.
absolutely not. Absolutely
Fuck a necklace.
Fuck a necklace. I'm reaching for the neck.
I think even if I'm grabbed, Willow's arms are down, but they are looking very like, ooh, like, Willow's. No, okay, I'll watch him. But they don't look overly phased.
I think he slams you against the wheel.
Oh.
By the throat. Like,
Throat?
pressing, he's pressing, like, right against the top of your sternum, like, under the collarbone. So you just feel the weight of his, like, fist up against your neck there. And the like, struts of the wheel digging into your back. Every fucking word out of your mouth. Why should I even trust a single thing you say? How do I know you're not leading me in the completely wrong direction? The fact that you're a shit liar and you always have been? Why the hell are you back here? 'Cause yeah, I showed up. But who called me? It's always fucking like this with you.
Willow's gonna glance sidelong at the map and then look back at him. I received a prophecy from a hag.
What?
Yeah. We rescued Varys from a lighthouse. He was trapped there. Happenstance. Just for dragon shots. Though I suppose we did go above and beyond. His former lover, well, former because he was alive at the time, but that's another story. That's a whole different story. Yeah, became a ghost. Belonged to a hag. We had to break a curse. Another curse. Yeah. Anyway. We went there and then the hag gave me a prophecy and I don't know.
Coulton's giving you like this strange look of like, what are you talking about? He's like unnerved and like angry at the same time, and he doesn't really know what to do with you or this information at all.
Oh no,
Feels
okay,
so
Willow
out
will...
of left field for him.
Oh no, Willow will look at him now and be like, sorry, I understand, no context. Okay, so basically when we sat down, all of us received, us being my, the new crew, the ones that are aboard the Stormchaser at the moment, the one I'm in contact with, that's N and Luca. Anyway, we received a prophecy from the hag, which spoke of all of these pillars that we would meet eventually. And I've been noticing lately that many of them are coming to pass. It's written in whatever way that fate is written. Either way. The point of this is to say that you weren't in it. And at the time, and every day going forward, I suspected that that couldn't be quite right. If this were setting me in the direction that I thought I was being set in, then surely you would at least be a pit stop in this adventure, this prophecy, this path that we've been put on, if that is how I meant to see it. And it certainly seems like how I meant to see it, except now that we're here, I'm not so sure. So Willow looks back at the map a little bit, like just at the corner of their eye, and back to him. Maybe an error in judgment, but at the current moment, the other people in both of our lives are suffering the consequences of that lapse. So we don't have to get along. We don't even have to talk outside of what we have to do. Let's just get the crew and carry on, shall we?
No. You can't just say all of that and expect me to make sense of it. The fuck do I care about fate? The fuck do you care about fate?
Willow shrugs and kind of gestures around. Just working with the pieces I've been handed.
Gonna roll another little...
Nice!
That's a nothing burger of a 4 insight check. He doesn't get it. He's tired and pissed.
The gist of what he should get, I guess, is just that Willow is saying, let's just do what is needed to be done to get to the others. I might have made an error in judgment, I guess.
Yeah, he was looking for something deeper than that.
Don't think he's gonna get it.
No. On a 4, he absolutely does not get it.
No, I don't think I'm going to give it, is what I mean.
Yeah. Say we find them. We work together and we find them. Just like you wanted, right? What happens then? Why shouldn't I throw you off the ship right now?
Suspect that I hurt your feelings. But maybe I'm being presumptuous. I've been wrong before.
Advantage. Cool. Roll me an insight check.
17 charisma.
Oh!
10. Just dodged in that 20.
Oof.
I would say Willow kind of says that looking away. They look a bit like burdened, heavy about it.
Colton drops you, shoves you away from the wheel. The minute you stop being useful, I toss you overboard.
Willow straightens up. And we'll tell him we can get there 20 hours. If we coast, 10 hours if we take advantage of the second elemental that I have loaded into the ship. However, we'll have to be very careful about it. Considering how tired you are, you might want to utilize the second pilot that we have. He is ill-equipped for air travel, comparatively. However, I am relatively confident that he will be able to fly through the daytime at least, leaving you to handle the more strenuous parts of travel. Hopefully on some rest.
Make a persuasion check?
7!
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me just give the wheel over to the guy that nearly flipped us vertically.
To be fair, he only flipped us vertically because we were in a horrendous storm that was completely unprecedented. He was a sea dragon captain, so he goes okay.
Any more sage advice you have?
None you'd take. I'd suggest a nap.
Take your own advice.
What if I could? But I'm stuck here with you.
Yeah. Just like the good old days. And we will cut away from that. To Luca.
Okay. Expect me to just pick up after that? We just keep going, pretend everything's okay? Funny old Luca?
You don't know what's happening, Luca.
I do in my heart.
You're fine.
The heart that is currently inside of my ass.
Is it? I have no
I feel sick.
comprehension
I
of
want
what
to go
just
home.
happened. Oh,
I'm
okay.
in my home, but I want to go home.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Let's cut back to Luca. So,
Hi.
Luca,
Hi.
the last you heard of N was that they had reached the dungeons.
Yes. And they asked me for
They
advice
asked
on
for
skeletons.
advice on
Yes.
skeletons.
I told them stabbing would probably be ineffective, considering the lack of skin and organs.
Yes.
Yep. And then they went radio silent.
Yep.
Yep.
Luca's good.
So,
Did Luca hear
what?
anything?
Okay, wait, no, yeah, I wanted to do. My question was, how deep down are they right now?
You don't know.
No, like I wanna math out whether or not I heard the sound.
You
More than 100 feet because N fell.
Yeah.
for a full minute with Featherfall. That's 1 minute in it's 60 feet per round with Featherfall, and 1 round is 6 seconds
So
So-
600 feet?
at least, and didn't keep good time.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot, isn't it?
Do you want to make a perception check with your hound, your mastiff, to see if
My-
it heard?
Yes. Jesus, how does one make a... Yep.
It's right by the elevator shaft, so.
Yeah, and it echoes.
That's a
yeah.
19.
The mastiff listens very, very closely to the elevator shaft. Can you also make a stealth check for it, please?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna die. It's fine. We're having such a fun time anyway. Stealth.
God, sorry guys.
14, still
14.
good. Still hidden in the shadows of as it can, straining its fluffy little ears. There's like distant clanging and the sound of machinery, but
Machinery is interesting.
can't hear combat.
Okay.
Doesn't seem to be any alertness. Your steed is waiting for orders.
And he's not there to give it orders.
It is still within telepathic communication range of you, at least.
Yes.
What are you doing,
That's-
Luca, in your barren room with, like, a basin, a bed, a chair?
Okay. Ends in combat, right? I know
Maybe.
that ends probably in
I'll
combat.
never tell. My hands are busy.
And was preparing for combat,
I
at
was
least.
asking
from
how
the-
to execute a skeleton. You can probably puzzle together what happens next.
Okay, I'm gonna use the rest of my lay on hands to heal myself. It's not much, but it's something.
Yeah.
Oh man, is there a window in this room?
No.
Oh wow, I love it here. This is such a fun place to choose to live.
Would Luca have any note-taking materials on him? Because they took your sword and shield, like whatever weapons you had on you, but you might
Yeah,
have,
we'll have to
other
deal
things.
with that later.
Your journal.
Do you have a journal on you?
Usually, yes.
You could try and use that big strategy brain of yours to roughly sketch out what you know of the place, consolidate
could
some
do that.
information.
I could
That
try.
seems like a thing that Luca would do.
Yes, I could try to do that.
Okay. We'll take some of your intelligence checks from previously.
God,
So.
we're just scrolling up past Willow and Coulton. Willow and Coulton.
I believe the last one you had was like an 18 to give N rough directions of where you are now
Yes.
within the fortress.
Okay, what to do?
So there was the central hallway. There were some barracks after you went through some looping holes. You went through abandoned dining halls, mostly empty kitchen. Were taken to one of the empty rooms in the servants' quarters. That has been done up for you.
Okay. Do I need to roll to map it out?
I believe on an 18 you will have, let's say, advantage on your next check to navigate
Okay, cool.
the area.
Okay. I'm logicking, like, strategy. Now that's strategy. Right now, we are on a time crunch to get me to the Castellan before he contacts Vaelia. And was disguised as Vaelia, but I don't know how that's going. And considering the combat skeletons,
Maybe don't
gonna
bank on it.
not great. Okay, I don't know about Gardenia. Can't count on her. Okay, can only count on Luca right now. Luca is up against 3 individuals and an army of skeletons. Can I logic out how to... I have experience with undead armies. Can I logic out how best to... what do you say?
Disarm.
Disable them.
Lab? Oh,
Disable them.
Make either an Arcana or Religion check.
Yeah, I'm a religious boy. Nope. Okay, I'm not a religious boy. I'm a paladin. What? Okay,
isn't that the same thing?
Exactly. I've got a -1 in religion, but I'm a paladin. That's
Okay.
a
Hey!
18.
Rolled an 18, so that's very good. So, you calm yourself down and try to remember what you know, piecing together from what you talked about with Seeker Elsa, with Seeker Nereus, and your own hazy memories of Carnathi military. One of the key features that allows the Carnathi military to have large-scale undead forces was a revolutionary bit of spell work that allowed them to harness some of the natural Mabaran manifest zones. This was pioneered by followers of the Divinity Within, called the Odakia Rites, which basically allowed for large-scale raising of the dead through ritual magic. Allowed them to keep undead standing armies. There would need to be a central place where the dead would be raised, so you know that must be at least one room within this fortress. You know that there would need to be at least one, possibly multiple spellcasters. You've only seen 3 people alive in this fortress, in which case one of them must be a very powerful spellcaster, or it must have taken a very long time to establish this standing army.
40
But-
years seems like a good enough amount of time.
give you one more thing. Give me a history check with advantage.
Oh.
13. I'm going to
13.
say that's enough. What you know of the Emerald Claw. The Regent Marana of Karnath, before the ascension of Caius III, in 1976. Regent Marana, after suffering humiliating military setbacks and worsening diplomatic relationships with other nations in the middle of the war, decided to repeal the Blood of Vol as the national religion of Karnath and reinstate the sovereign host as the national religion. That meant the disarming and disbanding of many chivalric orders that were under the Blood of Vol. The Emerald Claw specifically rebelled against her and refused to disarm. This fortress must date to around that time of rebellion. So, can you do the math? The current year is 998.
Yep.
The rebellion was somewhere around 976, 977 maybe?
So 22
At latest.
years.
So 22-ish years is how long it has taken, or how long the skeletal army has possibly been here. And there are only 3 living members in residence.
Logically, does it seem like 2 to 3 people would be enough to manage that number of undead?
It would be almost impossible to have done that in the early days of, like, creating the undead. So you have a feeling like this place is deteriorating. Certainly with the way that the fortress is maintained, what little of it is maintained, this place is clearly not of enough strategic value to put in much resources beyond what it has.
Okay.
So, with this all in mind, there must be something fueling the magic to maintain it. Because maintaining an undead army for 22 years is a big ask. There must be some source of power that is maintaining this enchantment.
Okay.
So, military tactics say, if there is a spellcaster in command of a legion of undead, or in general of any sort of summoned infantry, you want to take out that general. Or you want to disrupt whatever is maintaining the magical effect.
Okay. Sarah assumes it's probably the industrial whatever that is happening below the earth, the ocean. My mastiff did hear
Machinery.
yes.
And I believe Did N share any information about?
Yeah, and did share what they found when they went down the chute with both Gardenia and Luca. So they were sharing what they were finding as they explored in very curt terms, but enough for you to know that there's something industrial going on underground. They've probably found the dungeons, and there was that pond
Underwater exit.
underwater. Not pond, because I imagine it is unfathomably deep. It is.
Fathomless even.
Yeah, the body of water deep beneath the earth.
Okay. Luca isn't entirely without intelligence.
No, it just takes him a little while to put things together.
And for the moment, he has time. That's my mastiff. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
It just makes Luca bark on screen.
Okay. I think Luca is going to wait a moment, hoping that N will contact him.
I would say that N, you have now completed the combat, and between you, Emma, and the others that you freed have managed to break out the other half of the Stormchaser crew. And are now sort of waiting and recouping. You're sort of on alert to see if anybody heard you, like waiting, like everybody's armed themselves with like what they can, which is mostly like rocks bundled up in like a shitty bed sheet.
Yeah, and would be interested in checking the skeletons for weapons or keys or anything of use.
No keys on the skeletons. Weapons, yes. There
Okay.
were a short sword and crossbow on each of the ordinary skeletons, and the tougher skeleton had a
Longsword, I think, because it was using a
longsword.
two-handed
Yes, yeah, longsword and a heavy crossbow.
attack. Okay. And we'll try to take the longsword for Luca.
Can you carry that? It's like the size of you.
That's the question, isn't
No,
it?
that would be a great sword. A longsword is still fine.
Okay.
I know, I have a long sword.
Does it have
Yes.
any like sheath or strap or way I can secure it to my body?
Oh, yeah, you can take the sheath off the skeletons as well.
Okay, cool. Just like I try to pull it off and it just crumbles. Like the skeleton crumbles because I blasted it so hard.
Yeah.
I killed it 3 times before it
Yeah.
died. Men die many
You
deaths
are
before
now
they-
yeah.
Um,
You are now surrounded by the pirates who are like
yeah.
doing stuff. I think the bosun, who is a bugbear, is like, "Oi, give me that."
You can probably use it better than I can. And I'm not gonna fight with them, and they need to defend themselves because they all look like shit. So then I'll just hand it
Yeah.
over. Maybe I'll find something
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Plus, I want to be more mobile and
Yeah.
better without it. So yeah, and I'll just
Yeah.
give it over. Anyone else who either has a shitty weapon, or no weapon at all, and is gonna divvy out knives from their collection.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Your 10 knives
Finally.
now coming in handy. A knife for you, and a knife for you, and a knife, and you get a knife, and you get a knife.
You know that
my
endless
gosh.
gif of Hal handing out bread?
Yes.
Yeah. And would have probably blasted the
it's
the
like-
locks.
Again.
Yeah, blasting the locks, everybody reuniting, all of the triplets like group hugged together with the one that was separated.
They're recharging.
Yeah.
Miss Emma?
Emma is reuniting with Mags, hugging her, checking in on everybody, doing the rounds of like, everybody be prepared. Might be more coming. Just wait and listen, stay ready, get your weapons.
Yeah,
It's
and
like-
also gonna give like the crew basically a brief of what they know and where they are and what's happening.
Yeah, it's a lot of like quick
handing out
rapid fire
knives.
communication. Yeah, rapid fire communication. Everybody's like taking a knife.
Once N has kind of handed out knives, secured the crew in that sense, they will be going back to their book.
Yeah, so what I imagine is like there's this like background shot of activity as all of the crew is arming themselves and like getting ready. We see sort of the a flash of a porcelain-faced warforged going around casting healing on those who especially needed. Emma having people stationed in strategic positions as you are writing in your book. We'll come back to this later
Yes.
as you are giving an update to Luca.
Yeah. First, and would check in with Gardenia, basically asking her, hey, any movement?
Gardenia pulls in. One.
And wants to know if what's happened down here has caused an influx of skeletons to come their way. That is their first priority. Sorry, Luca, I'll get to you in a moment.
Yep.
You said you were in servants' quarters, so I'm assuming you are not in the best position.
Situation normal.
Cool. Stormchaser crew broken out of dungeon.
Oh, shit. You know what? I'm gonna come down and meet you.
Maybe a good idea. I'm gonna check in with the other guy. And flips the page.
Yeah.
Luca, you still good?
Alive. How are you? What happened?
Yeah, so he did not stab a skeleton, blew most of them up. The Stormchaser crew is freed from the dungeon. We're still in the general vicinity, but they're out of their cells.
Luca, as you are about to reply, there is a knock at your door.
Oh shit.
Uh oh.
He's gonna, oh
Goodbye,
shit,
friend
written
Luca.
on my page.
Do you?
Yes.
No, he says oh no.
Okay.
Luca?
Luca turns off his brain.
You can't, I have the on-off switch, but you're not responding.
Do you open the door?
Yeah. I'm polite.
Uh,
I have no reason not to.
Madame Agatha is there and says, "The young master has requested your presence."
I would be so fortunate to spend time in his company. Luca nods.
She nods. "Please follow me." You are able to mentally shoot a
Luca?
message.
Find the power source. Disable it.
Power source to what?
The skeletons!
The skeletons have a power source? Where are you right now?
Leaving.
Where?
Machines.
Where's the power source?
Machines. Luca has to focus so hard on not looking like he's communicating.
Okay.
And as we see and close the book and Luca walk down the hallways following Madame Agatha to meet with the young master, that is where we will end today's session.
Yay!